I'm scrolling up to find the picks and bands. And around here somewhere. Ferret Band, Pan-Up 5 of 8. Teetery Band, Balcony 2-3. Ferret Band's Pan-Up 5-7. And Teetery Band's Modern 2-3. So both Pan-Ups gone. Both of the Balcony classic-ish maps gone. And then our picks are going to be Pub 3 of 5, Veranda 5 of 8. And High Rise 3 of 5 and Newark Ballroom 4 of 8.
Oh, wow.
So I think with that, I will let you guys get to casting, and I will let them know that we're ready to start here. So
actually, we're not quite ready to start yet because the SpyParty update snuck up on me. I didn't realize that was a thing. Don't worry, we're almost there.
All right.
I apologize.
That's all good. Well,
I don't often click the play button on this game. I always click the replays button.
Yeah,
right, well,
and therefore it never prompts you. Yeah.
I'll get us in here.
Ah, damn it. I got everything set up for the show beforehand. I just didn't realize there was an update.
Look, there's nothing wrong with being terribly unprofessional.
Oh, no.
That's not terribly unprofessional.
No.
Because we're not professionals.
That's a good point. We're unprofessional by the mere fact of not being professional. We're not unprofessional, we're a professional.
We're double reverse professionals, if you will.
There it is.
Perfect.
We're so unprofessional, it seems deliberate again.
Now we need a double reverse professionals command.
We're
Is that like a double reverse bug?
Meta professional. That's what I am.
And we're pretty good at filling time, as it turns out.
Yeah, we're excellent at filling time. All right, I might as well put my webcam up here since we're waiting.
Won't be long now. SpyParty just booting back up again and I'm ready to go.
All right, let's see. We want to move this.
Yes, that is your nice fresh dinner.
Just fed
So
fed
good.
William. Yeah.
Oh, no, I know. I could tell. I gathered.
Super
All right, ready to go.
Okay, we're good to go. So Tobo, are you in here?
Good to go.
Are the good players waiting for us, actually, then?
I think they are.
Because they haven't started yet.
Suddenly, I replaced Tobo.
SpyParty rooting for a tie. Not allowed to root for a tie, hacker. You have to pick someone. That's how rooting works.
Yeah.
All right, Tobo, are you now spectating? Yes, you are.
I
am.
am.
So I will jump out and I will let you guys do your thing. Good luck, to you.
Critical audio stuff.
That sounds like a good band name.
Yeah, that does sound like a good band name.
Critical audio stuff. Okay, so we're waiting for them to start. I don't know. Are they waiting for the go-ahead from us, or are we just waiting for them? I don't know either. Two new players, I guess it should be said. Teetery and Fearful Ferret. Fearful Ferret. I don't know if
players who have apparently been doing quite well for themselves.
Yeah, they've gotten good in a hurry, and this is something we've talked about a lot in past casts. That with once replays in particular, once replays were added and the streaming got picking up, you got people who got good really quick. What used to take 2,000 or 3,000 games only took 1,000 until they could be roughly competitive with the top players. And these two apparently even more so now that spectation in addition to replays is available.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Looks like they're ready here though. Pub 3 of 5 to start things off.
Pub 3 of 5 it is, and this is always a little bit of a difficult one for the sniper because the spy has to get so few things done.
Right, yes, and it pretty much guarantees. It's not exactly like one of those known threes that they used to play back in the day, but it feels a little like it, which is that if you are patient enough, you can do all your missions as Softails. In this case, 4 actually.
No swap, no purloin, and we are underway. Fearful Ferret stepping in to the bar to start things off here. Well, to the pub, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an early time ad? Wouldn't that be an way to start the match?
That would be very interesting. Probably not necessary given needing only 3 missions, but on the other hand, they could really space out fingerprints, wait for good opportunities to flirt, not have to chase it, and then the sniper is that much more likely to shoot someone because they could have finished. And that's what happens with the Softails, is you shoot people because they could be done, not because you have anything hard on them.
That collision with the Ambassador, I honestly thought was a bug, but it wasn't a bug.
Yeah, I actually got to say, what interests me about that collision is that I think under the old pathing system, that would have gone a lot worse, but those types of collisions now are not the death they once were.
It's so true. 34% on the flirt here. So it's a slow start, but a decent one. And we can afford to take things slow on this map, on this game type.
Exactly. You can afford to. No need to rush. I think that one of the hardest things about this game mode is kind of readjusting the clock in your head to force yourself to take time. You have a good spy has a good forward momentum and knows they have about 30 seconds for each mission, roughly, on average. They have to adjust that and force themselves to go abnormally slow to take advantage of this format. And
look at this. Not only did he wait for the timer flirt. Oh, he didn't take the timer flirt. I guess. Oh, right, because it was the other twin that was the goddamn.
Yeah, there it is. It happens to the best of us, doesn't it?
That's why the timer. Yep. God damn it! I can even see the arrows.
Yep. Yeah, the plain twin is the seduction target, I believe. The bling twin is just a person.
Indeed. Highlight for the statue, which is a pretty significant highlight considering that it's 1 out of 3 missions just done right then and there.
Yeah. Oh, and we haven't commented on it yet, but we are using the expectation split screen for the first time, and boy, is it nice.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. We were using regular old split screen the other day, but you weren't around for that one, unfortunately.
Now, out of these 2 players, only Teetery is on the leaderboard. Teetery has about 1,000 games, but worth pointing out, they actually signed up over 2 years ago, July of 2013. Just didn't start playing as much until recently.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So lots of exposure to this game, even though maybe they haven't played it a whole lot. Oh, that was such nice bouncing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. On the other hand, you don't get lowlights for bouncing the way you used to. It's just a lot easier than it used to be. Not to take anything away from it, of course.
That's true.
And trying to hurry in quickly at the end here.
I think he's going to have to go in. Not going to be enough.
There it is.
Teetery able to take the shot.
Wow. All right then. Okay, so I gotta say, I'm a little surprised at that shot. I don't think there was anything all that hard about the situation. I think Fearful Ferret was actually reasonably patient. That didn't end up being the problem. We kept thinking, oh no, they're gonna try to rush it because it's a little counterintuitive to space your missions out more when you only have 3. Instead, we had the opposite problem: space them out plenty. If anything, went a little slow and had to be a little more aggressive there at the end. It seemed to have caught them.
Yeah. The BB though, the BB at the end.
Yeah, I think that's clearly the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, the SDA was outside of conversation. He was the only one in conversation with the real double agent.
Yeah, that hurts.
Problems.
That's a bit of bad luck too. I want to say more good shot than bad spy play though.
Yeah, I agree.
If I have to pick, and a lot of these, can be a little bit of both. In this case, I'm going to say more of a sniper win than a spy loss.
Agreed. And we're back in there again. This time, Teetery on the spy, Fearful Ferret on the sniper side. The watch check happened this time, but still no time ad. That bug, though, coming through the door, pretty nice stuff. Not seen by Fearful Ferret, and that might be a Teetery win right there if it can play it slow and play it careful.
Yeah, crammed in a little close to the general there.
That's true.
Not great, but not a hard tell either.
Certainly guarantees the 34%, though.
Yeah, at least. I feel like if their shoulder is in your neck, you should probably get at least 40, don't you think?
Yeah, probably. That was a bit of a risky bug coming through the doorway there.
Yeah, that's one of the places that's more visible.
Oh my god, Fearful Ferret with the safety off on Damon for some reason.
That's the Veery move. That's the play with the safety for no particular reason. Render the safety anything but safe. Not a whole lot going on. And again, that's normal for this game mode. Especially with that bug having already come off. Oh, wow. Okay.
What the heck?
Okay. Well, I think we have to reevaluate things.
God.
I think at this point we have to assume that he actually did kind of catch the bug. We've talked about this before, about how we look for a highlight after a bug like that to see if they're suspicious. If they don't get one, that's a good sign, but sometimes a lack of a highlight actually means that they almost completely saw it so that they don't have to worry about forgetting who the person was because they're that big of a suspect. I think that's probably the case here. I think it was mainly the bug, and they just kind of waited around and thought, you know what, I'm not sure if they fingerprinted, I'm not sure if they inspected before the bug, I don't remember. So they've been around this seduction target long enough. They crammed up next to someone, and then they stood there for like 40 consecutive seconds. So they could be finishing up their flirt. So I think the second time they got a talk in, that was enough. But I gotta say, really good on the sniper side to game that out that way, to say, I don't have to take this shot yet, but if I see them talk a second time next to the same person, then they could theoretically be done. That's really good. Give themselves a chance to be convinced otherwise.
She says in the chat that he literally waited to mess with me.
Yeah. Well, that's not...
So yeah, it was the bug. And if you do look back on the bug, it was visible coming through the doorway.
Well, you can still, we've talked about this before, though. If you know you can't see something, you can mark certain events as things that could have happened out of your view. In fact, that's what good sniping is, right? Is knowing what you don't know. And in this case, I got to say, I think 2 excellent sniper games so far.
I agree. I just find it funny because I was a little bit surprised that the bug was missed when it went through that doorway. It totally wasn't missed. Fearful Fair was just with us. There we go.
You always have to consider that. Again, you highlights and lowlights are for when you're worried you're not going to remember them or you need to keep track of something. But when you have a super huge suspect like that, you don't really need to use it.
And we are in there on any 5 of 8 veranda. One of my favorite maps, personally. And this is not a map or a game type when you can afford to take your time.
Right, yes. Actually, that's what's really interesting, too. After these first 2 games, it could be a jarring transition.
Yeah, absolutely. Great time for a BB, I think.
Yeah, it's about as good as you're going to get on Veranda, but a couple people left right after that, so that's kind of past now. It's still pretty decent time. Oh, no, they're coming and going a lot, and they think better of it.
Ferret spent a long time in that BB to not get anything out of it. In that conversation, I mean.
Oh, here we go. Flirt and book. Let's see if we can get it off.
Oh,
nice.
Very nice little green flirt
test.
at the... Yeah, that's awesome. So 51% on the flirt. Getting a 2 flirt on this map could be quite big.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with this book. It could be one of several things. They could actually be hanging on the book to see if they get a chance to dump it. They could be hanging on to break up the flirt or other actions like I talk about sometimes. Could be doing a hard transfer. Could just kind of go in between, right? Hang on to it, see what happens, see how the game evolves, give yourself the option. That's what I like to do. I don't usually plan. Does not lead the conversation at the right point, though.
Indeed. I assume what's going to happen is he's going to bring this back to green, and he went over there to distract.
That's a decent move. I like the flirt here first, though. Space it out even more. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though. It's not close enough.
Not close enough for the 2 flirt, but didn't hit the green anyways. He's now 20% off, so pretty much everything except the worst possible flirt in existence will get that done. And the BB comes off as well.
Stop talk into the BB. And you'd think they'd do the bringing bookshelf almost right away afterwards. Takes a little while. Awkward path.
That's off only 3 lowlights, I think, from the banana bread, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, but gets highlight for it too. I think waited too long after that BB, and obviously the path was just... In fact, I'm not sure what to think. He basically walked into someone who was already there. It wasn't someone who walked into him, so it was really head-scratching, the decision to even walk on that side of the bookshelf, frankly.
Completely agree.
That
said, he was able to get the seduce done. He was able to get the transfer done, so he's got 2 missions left to do in 1 minute and 30. I don't think inspect is still on the table with the amount of time that's left. Nor is fingerprint, I don't think. Looks like he might be going for those inspects, though.
Yeah, I'm really curious to whether or not that highlight came for the awkward path into the bookshelf or a suspicion that he might have put the book in the wrong shelf. I'm not sure which it might have been. And there it is.
Whatever it was certainly enough.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say this is the first one that I feel doesn't go exclusively to the sniper. I feel like the spy play there, a little rough around the edges. The double agent, not at the best time. There was a slightly better opportunity earlier, left a little too long after the BB. Obviously, that path decision just no good there. And just a little at that point in the game. Anyway, I do like that they took the book, though, and walked around a little bit, but I would have liked to have seen it sort of more freeform. It seems like they made up their mind about what to do with it right away and then sort of just did that, even though the opportunity wasn't maybe as good as it could have been.
Yeah, so looking back at the game, the path into the statue, into the bookcase, looks like wasn't actually seen, or if it was seen at a very poor angle, so it was...
Got it.
The highlight was definitely for a suspected hard transfer.
Okay, well, that's really good tracking then in that case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so if so, maybe I do need to give credit to the sniper again after all.
Yeah. Good stuff there. Really strong sniper play so far.
Yeah. And we're in the next one.
And we are indeed teetering on the spy, Ferret on the sniper side.
You know, there's so much gray on this map that sometimes when you do the spectation split screen, they actually look like they're linked up into one big gray mass.
It's so true.
We could probably use a 1 pixel black border there, come to think of it.
I don't think that's going to be an issue come the new art.
That's probably true.
Pretty nice first flirt there, 33% and not too close. And 33 as opposed to 34 really doesn't make much of a difference at all.
I see we have the user Gildenkrantz spectating. I hope there's a Rosenstern that they signed up with.
Yes. Wouldn't that be great? Able to pick up the book from blue bookcase. Is this going to be a hard transfer or a manual transfer?
Probably
It's
tempting.
Manual.
Yep, with the laser where it is, I thought, that's actually a pretty decent time. Oh, perfect. Zoomed in on the other side. Totally. Got away with that totally. No issue whatsoever.
Absolutely. That was a very nice... I don't think this flirt's going to come off.
No, not unless they hang out for a while, check their watch, and no, there it goes.
Yep. So that one didn't quite wind up working out, but...
I expect spies to be a lot suaver than that. That was a little forced.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A little bit of a traffic jam coming through there, but should be able to get a fingerprint off the briefcase.
Not bad, not bad. It gives them some options, but with 2 minutes left, this could become an issue.
Oh, that's a bad briefcase. That's a bad briefcase.
I think these new players, though, I don't think they're going to catch each other for that. Even though I think, have excellent mechanics and sniping in particular at this point, I still think the briefcase things, that's one of those things that's really hard to cram on, by playing a lot in a short period of time. It's one of those things you get a feel for over time, so they get away with it here.
Nice close green. Flirty stepping away from here for 84% on that. So one more flirt from literally anywhere will finish that up. This is a nice time for a BB. Lots of people in conversation here. Do it. Do it.
Now, some of these paths have a bit of back and forth to them. I think that someone like Drawn Onward would probably have a field day with. Again, that's another one of those things you just get a feel for. They're not really going in straight lines very often.
I think that BB came off a little bit too late. He did it to cover for a green purloin, so that's maybe... I think that's a trade-off he was willing to make. It just seems a little bit odd.
It's a pretty good trade-off, I think, because a green purloin right off a BB on veranda like that, where he gets the heck out of there right afterwards, very unlikely that's going to be caught. I'll be very impressed if he gets shot for that in particular.
I completely agree.
And there it goes.
The purloin has come off. He does get a highlight for the statue, but it's for nothing but the statue.
Now remember, he can still flirt, inspect, and microfilm.
Absolutely.
Or fingerprint.
I think just now he's noticed the trait. He's noticed the list gone. So
yeah, he needs 3 missions and he has parts of 4 done. So he's going to end up wasting a little bit of that effort, but he has a lot of options. So now here's the key: figure out which of those represents the best opportunity and get it done.
Giving yourself the chance for improv is never a wasted opportunity.
I think he's gonna force this
at the green case.
If he forces this microfilm, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's a good time.
He didn't go there for the microfilm. He went there for the fingerprint.
Sure, but once he's there, he's running out of time. He's very tempted to do 2 missions at once. Instead, he's going to try to finish here.
And it's not enough. What a shot from Ferret.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh, sorry, you're
That
cutting
seemed
out there a
like
little bit.
That seemed like the spy win. That seemed like the first spy win.
Yeah, I like the decision. I think the BB, as risky as it was into the Purloin, worked out really well. It's just the 2 statue visits. It's just really hard to avoid. I think what's interesting, too, is they got away with half the microfilm and half the fingerprint originally. If they had been able to finish the microfilm rather than the inspect, they might win that game, because clearly the second visit is what did it. In a vacuum, you'd think that'd be the safer play. But I don't know, so maybe with the newer players, it's more suspicious. Maybe they've figured out that the inspects matter a little bit more. But I do agree that with the decision not to go for the microfilm there, it was a real force fit if they'd gone for it. In fact, I got the impression the sniper was baiting it a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe if he'd gone into the red case and got some good laser movement, then that would have been a better shot at it. Yeah. But, not from the green case.
You can make a pretty good case, no pun intended, that you never want to use the green shelf for anything other than a cheese maneuver from red to green. It's just too much. It's too visible from the middle of the map.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, a checker saying in chat that he thinks it's just a lot easier to practice sniper because of the spectation replay mode, so they might just be cramming up and getting better at sniper. I think that's probably the case, and that certainly fits what we're seeing. We're seeing very good sniping, and we're seeing pretty good spying. I don't want to take anything away from them. We're seeing very good spying relative to how we all were at this number of games, but the sniping in particular has come along a lot better because they basically have a single-player mode for that.
Oh, so true.
And Fearful Ferret has Alice burdening herself with a drink early on, but it's 3 of 5, so they have time. It's a good move.
This is true.
This is the mode where you can afford to be a little leisurely. And all tied up at 2 now, still.
Yep. Yeah, 3 of 5. 3 of 5 is not as difficult on this map as it is on Ballroom or or Pub or some of the other ones. It's still a much more behavioral game than a lot of people are used to. Oh my god, look at... Did you see the bouncing going on there?
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy.
Wow.
And every time the spy drinks, I'll take a drink. How about that?
I will join you. I will join you. With my
Come on, finish. Come on, Spy. I'm thirsty. Let's go. Here we go. You could say every time the spy does a stop talk, we could stop talking, but that seems like a bit much.
Agreed.
Here we go.
Agreed.
And we don't have to flirt with each other every time the spy flirts either.
Yeah. Nice fingerprint on the book there. I do want to point out that the 17% flirt he got from the last CC he was in, that is literally the worst possible flirt you can get in this game.
I forgot it went that low. If you'd asked me before the game what's the lowest, I think I would have been like 18, something like that. I didn't even realize it went quite that low.
Yeah,
I don't know
17.
if I've ever gotten that bad a flirt in my life, even in real life.
Well, he used 2 flirts in order to get a close screen. He's now at 51%.
Okay, well that's a nice little recovery. It's not bad.
Yep. Close green after the distant green. Sorry, close white after the distant white adds up to 51. Oh, that's not how that works. Yep. Oh, he came back again.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He was not happy about getting his stats.
No, not at all. There's the inspect.
He is able to get all 3 inspects in the 2 cycles.
44 seconds left. Suddenly, time is of the essence. They're going to need to get this flirt here in order to finish up in time, I think. They can do a fingerprint after that, perhaps.
I think so.
The ambassador's
he spent
going to the
a
statue,
lot of time doing very little.
We'll have to go back
get
to
the flirt.
That's big, but look at this. They'll need to make another statue visit in order to get that fingerprintable statue right there.
What's the play? Does he go?
And they got to drink. Oh boy, they're going to have to gulp. This is not good.
seconds. There's the gulp.
Now what?
It's going to be overtime no matter what happens. Here he goes.
Boy, not good.
Stepping into statues here.
They're really cutting away too close. They should have gone several seconds.
There's the fingerprint. There's the countdown. There's the shot. And ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, it's still a sniper sweep so far.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you know what? I think we're seeing, and again, with all respect to who are much better players than they were at that when I was at that point, or any of us really. We're seeing the rough edges around the spy play start to really come into this now. I think a better, more experienced spy gets to those statues a lot quicker. They get there almost as soon as the ambassador's gone. They don't take the drink when they see, because they took the drink when the ambassador was clearly either at statues or already headed there. At that point, there's no reason to burden yourself and give yourself that gulp. And you don't want to go to that statue so late because you know being at statues when overtime comes in, when you're probably already high lit, is going to get you shot. They should have gone there immediately, and I think they might have gotten away with it then.
I completely.
Waited way too long. They got the fingerprint off with 2 seconds left. That's not good.
Yeah, and honestly, if he got the fingerprint done, like I don't think he could have gotten the fingerprint done before overtime, but if he was able to, maybe do a little bit of dancing off the end of it, then I think he might have been able to win that game.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
I don't think the sniper was willing to shoot for the statue. I think it was
Overtime,
it was the overtime that did it.
If you get it with maybe 8 seconds off, you're still probably going to win that thing. But you can't give them 8 seconds to shoot. Yeah, I think that was very preventable too.
So Teetery starting things off with a quick 30% flirt, so he is going to have to pick up a green somewhere along the line if he wants to 3-flirt this. Oh, red purloin! Red purloin alert! There's the blinky! It's in the
still
laser's
blinking.
view, but he didn't see it!
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's not really moving or doing anything.
Nope,
No,
he saw it.
He did.
He saw it.
That I've never seen a more visible red purloin. It was zoomed in. It wasn't center screen exactly. It was top right, but still really visible.
It was there.
One thing we talk about a lot is how little difference there functionally is between things like white swap and red swap, white purloin and red purloin, although red purloin can be weirdly advantageous sometimes because you glance at it and it looks like it's still there because of the flashing. But in this case, we have a textbook example of how the red can hurt you, even though it doesn't come up very often, which is that it was just impossible to miss.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he paid the
That
price.
was... Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about that one. Like, a red purloin happened and then bullets.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yep. So we are going to be stepping into Ballroom next. I believe this was going to be 4 of 8. I think.
Yeah. I believe that's right. We'll know in just a second. Yes, it is.
4 of 8. So all missions available. Ballroom is up to 16 partygoers now, so it's definitely more crowded than it used to be.
Yeah. So they should be just about ready to go here. Now, they're all tied up. I don't think we've had any spy wins. Is that right? It's been all sniper.
No spy wins as of yet.
But the last few games in particular, we've seen a decrease in the quality of spy play. At first, it was just some really high-quality sniping, but these last few games, the spy hasn't even come particularly close, in my opinion.
Well...
I know there was an overtime, but I think it was a very obvious overtime. In terms of percentages, I think the sniper's usually going to catch that one.
Yeah, but again, I think that if he'd been able to get it done before overtime, like, the only reason he was shot was because overtime happened. If he hadn't waited until overtime, he would have won that game.
Yeah. So obviously a spy win here would completely change the match and probably win it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it looks like they're hurtling towards an inevitable tie, but we'll know soon enough.
Well, we've got 34% on the flirt and not much else coming out of Fearful Ferret so far. A pretty slow start to the game, which...
There's the cooldown, though. There it is.
Yeah, there is the cooldown, and unfortunately, the section target has gone away. We do give chase, though. Able to get the bug on the way through as well.
Very nice.
Gorgeous.
If they can get this flirt off, it's going to be a very good couple of seconds. There it is. Excellent. Now what do you do with this book? Do you hang on to it, maybe? I would hang on to it, use it to cover another flirt, and then see what my options are.
Not only that, but that flirt was a green test, so he's at 85% right now. This is looking like a strong game for Ferret.
I think they're thinking, you know what? I got the bug. I don't need to take any chances with the book right now. I got a hard tell. Flirt's going fine. Let's just hang back. I think this is an excellent opportunity right now to try to get a fingerprint, though, just to kind of keep forward momentum while the seduction target is off busy with that briefcase. Go get something else done. Maybe up DA, actually, now.
Yeah, minute and 45 left to play.
Decent timing.
Not bad. Comes off one low light
Yeah, not terrible,
Maybe
not
two,
great.
Yep, 2 low lights. So
That's decent. That's decent, especially when you've already got your hardtail in without a highlight. You'll make that trade in that situation more often than not.
especially with the increased density on ballroom, 2 low
So
lights is actually pretty good.
Here's the big question now. Obviously, they're going to want to finish that flirt. Do they risk a center statue visit? And if so, do you want to get it out of the way now rather than with 30 or 40 seconds left when the sniper is that much itchy, has that kind of itchy trigger finger, wanting to shoot someone for a late statue visit to center statues?
Yeah, I think you have to do it sooner rather than later. He is going for the seduction first, though.
Smart enough, by the way, not to stand next to them when he doesn't have to. Take every little edge you can get. If you only need 15%, stand as far away as is reasonably normal looking.
Absolutely.
There we go.
45 seconds left to play.
Now, because they didn't go for that fingerprint earlier, they don't have many options here. If they had one fingerprint in, this would be a totally different situation, but they don't.
Absolutely. I think it's going to have to be center statue. I think that's the only play.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
The other ones take too long. You can rush a bug in a second or two, but you can't rush microfilm or swap or purloin even all that much, really. Purloin a little bit.
Indeed.
Ooh, lots of cover at center statue, but look at this. Look at this, the sniper. Very worked up. Oh,
And
boy.
not only was he going to win on missions, but the wrong shot comes off as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a spy win. Fearful Ferret in position to take this match.
That's big, and it was really well played, too. It was really well played. You know, they kept a good forward momentum. Obviously, it turned on that bug. It was a very good opportunistic bug. They would have been in a decent position even otherwise, I think, because they would have gotten the flirt. They would have had a book in hand. I'm really curious to think, if they hadn't gotten the bug on the way, though, do they hang on to that book maybe and give themselves another hardtail option? I don't know. I think there are a few small inefficiencies there, but it would just be me quibbling and nitpicking, because otherwise, a very strong spy game.
Absolutely. That was some good play off of Ferret there. And he's actually managed to put himself in a position where if he can stay on the horse on the sniper side of things, he's got himself a win. Yeah,
it'd be really funny. Pressure on Teetery now. It'd be really funny if we close with 2 spy wins. Although I gotta say, in this game mode, 4 out of 8 on the new ballroom. It's not, obviously it's still a little sniper slanted, but not too badly. It's definitely a mode where spies can win with all 8 missions active. So it'll be really interesting to see if whether or not he can force a tie. But the pressure is definitely on, given how well the snipers have played tonight.
Absolutely, and away we go. Teetery on the spiral, fighting for his life. Fearful Ferret with a chance to close this out and take a win. Let's see what happens here. Teetery looks like he's going to start with a flirt at a little bit of a distance.
Yeah, not great, but it's something at least.
It looks like a pretty intentional distance as well.
Yeah, it looked like you're right. There was no particular reason not to stand closer unless you're worried about getting paired up, and I just can't imagine that that's something they're worried about in this particular game. It doesn't seem like that's been an issue at all.
Bit of an odd choice, I think, and it did wind up costing him about 7% on the flirt.
Ooh, cuts right through the center of the conversation circle. By the way, that's another thing you're just not going to see from more experienced spies. It's not a big deal, but it's just a little rough here and there. The briefcases are a little off. That one was a little close. I think it's okay. Decent return, but things like that, the bug missed right there. But walking through the center of the conversation circle, one of those little things you remember not to do over time.
That was a good return, though, and picking up an early fingerprint can be huge.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's up with the returns. We've seen, I think, both players try it. I wonder if they're fishing for lowlights, although I don't see any other attempts to fish for lowlights. Yeah. So it seems a little out of place.
It's probably for the fingerprints, and he is able to get another flirt there, but it was another distance one at 45% now, so it is going to be a 4 flirt coming off of Teetery here.
That is hard. That's a really bad one right there. The first one you can make up for.
White test purloin. I don't think Ferret's looking for it.
No, he's not. He's not looking for it at all. And the BB's going to cover it up.
To cover. Someone else takes a drink as well. This has come completely clean.
I think Alice, right? Alice took the drink. And now Toby's all the way on the other side of the ballroom. The purloin totally clean, as you said. But it might be lost. Needing 2 more flirts really puts a damper on all this.
Yeah, needing 4 flirt is always a rough situation. He's going in for 1 right now. But if he can pick up these 2 flirts and find a fingerprint somewhere, but the shot comes off!
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, Fearful Ferret takes the win!
Yeah, I'm really curious about that. I'm looking through the game now to try to figure out where he might have gotten him. I think the BB is what convinced him. That's when the highlight came off, and after that, he seems to be watching him very closely all of a sudden. I'm not sure why the BB convinced him so much, but he seems to have drawn exactly the right inference from it.
I think that he saw that the list. I think he saw the list right before that highlight. That was the first time the list was visible right there. We'll take another look at it here.
Yeah, it's good 7 or 8 seconds at least afterwards, though. So it might be one of those things where I guess he says, I think I suspect them for the BB, and I'm just noticing the list gone. And she didn't get rid of her drink, did she? She hung on to it for a while.
Yeah, the list was just over there. The list is missing. This person's talking during BB.
Right.
The shot after that was surprising. I didn't expect him to shoot for a flirt there, but I guess he was giving him credit for seduce, purloin, DA.
Yeah. What's really interesting to me, actually, is that I actually feel like if that's the rationale, it's actually that's a low percentage play to see someone with a drink like that, because we already know, being having an omniscient view and everything, that it was so long after the purloin after went off that you really can't draw any inference from the fact that someone's holding a drink at that point. It's not a good thing to go on anymore with that kind of delay. In this case, it happened to be right because he hung on to the drink anyway. But generally speaking, if you miss the purloin that badly, you don't want to be making people big suspects because they have a drink 10 seconds later.
Yeah. That was a really well-played set by both players there. The one spy win is the difference there, and really good sniping, really scary sniping from both players there throughout.
Yeah, and I got to say, I really think they're both going to be incredible players when they just get a little more experience under their belt on the spy game. The basic spy decision-making was pretty solid most of the time. Some of the mechanics just a little bit off. I'm nitpicking because the really top snipers would catch them for that, but anyone below that, anyone below drawn onward level pathing mastery is not going to notice a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of it was just being a step behind, kind of like super advanced meta spy-wise. Like,
right.
You just don't go to center statues with less than 30 seconds left. I mean, you just don't do it because you're going to get shot.
Right. And most snipers are not going to notice walking through the center of a conversation just because it's just not that obvious from certain angles.
Right. All right, gents. Well, that was our live match for the Night and Mountain. That's a good one to kick it off on. That was a heck of a match.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, thank you to both players for putting themselves out there, and don't take it to heart if we critiqued anything too hard. You guys are doing a great job. Please keep playing.
All right. I will bail out. Which one do you guys want to do next here? You have two options, I believe.
Indeed. Titleist versus Manadders and Turnite versus Scientist. I really want to cast Titleist again. I haven't cast Titleist for so long.
Tell us a little bit about Titleist and why it's special that we're casting Titleist, Toby.
Okay, Titleist. Titleist is a man back from the closed beta. The Titleist, he was one of the original streamers of this game, and he is actually watching his stream is how I learned how to play this game in the first place. Not too long after I got in, Titleist pretty much went away, and we haven't seen him around for quite a long time. I think he would pop into the forums every now and again, but we sort of lost track of him for a long time, and then suddenly, once the SCL shows up, Titleist shows up again, and he's back on and raring to play.
Yeah. I actually have something vaguely similar. I got to play him really early on when I was much newer, and he was one of the handful of people who had over 3,000 games. I think the first top player I ever played was Turnout 8, but Titleist was the first guy, and I actually mean this as a compliment, the first top player I didn't get my butt completely whooped by. I lost to him. He absolutely beat me, but it was like 12-8 or something, and I thought, oh wow, that was such what a rush, right? To him, I remember I watched his stream later, and he was totally casual about it. He was like, yeah, 12 wins, that's about right. I'm over on the other end going, oh my god, I can't believe I only lost 12 times. And it was just such a thrill, and he was very polite, but very competitive, and just a really great player. And I'll always remember that, and I always appreciated how polite and challenging he was. So I think because he's been around so long, we all have memories like that of him from the early days.
All right, let's get this thing underway then. Manadders starting things off on the spy roll on Courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. A game type that I believe Titleist will be quite familiar with. As Titleist steps into the sniper side of things, in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And I have a little bit of connection to Manadders too. We were teammates in the unfortunately aborted tournament, the sort of mentor-mentee tournament, which we had scheduling issues with. But he and I got to practice a lot anyway, so any excuse to practice, really. Great guy from Ohio, which I won't hold against him, being from Pennsylvania myself.
In convo bug, laser was at a bad angle. That was perfect. Does get a highlight for proximity, but I don't think it was for anything other than proximity there.
Yeah. And I actually wonder, and we see this sometimes with the old hand players, sometimes they underestimate the people with, 1,500 games, 2,000 games, something like that, because back in their day, not to make them sound too old or anything, what we were saying, players didn't get good as quick, right? You'd play someone with 1,000 games, you might not take them as seriously, you might not watch as closely around the edges. But Manatter's really, really good player, especially for the number of games played.
Oh yeah, Manatter's is a scary one, and he's got a lot of experience under his belt quite recently. Titleist is an old hand, but I think it's been a while since he's been on, so he's got a much older style of play as well.
And he plays a very clean, straightforward game, if my memory serves. Nothing too showy or out of the ordinary.
Another thing you can keep in mind is he might not be too comfortable with missions like the Purloin or the Fingerprint.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I've definitely noticed a difference in Fingerprint between newer and older players. People who played a lot before Fingerprint came in, who sort of remember that, versus people who came in around the same time. They're just much more comfortable with the mission and a little better at spacing out their missions, in my experience.
Speaking of the Fingerprint, he was able to get one off at that statue as he finishes up his inspect. So with 62% on this most recent flirt, he's actually in pretty darn good shape, even with only a minute left to play, because he's already got that bug off. And the BB comes off as well. Titleist actually took the safety on White Danger, but then comes around and almost gets the right shot. Just not quite there.
Not quite. I'm going to go back and look through the replay a little bit here and try to figure out what got Light Blue Jacket shot. I have mentioned in the past sometimes that it seems like seduction targets get a disproportionate number of bullets just because they end up being around the action so much. There was a statue visit at about 1:30. I don't know. Maybe he just thought he'd seen a swap, or just the statue visit alone was enough to give him the highlight and sort of make him suspicious. Hard to say.
Yeah. I think it's actually relatively good game sense, because with about 50 seconds left and the BB coming off, that's about the time a lot of players could be done.
Yeah.
And especially assuming that he missed the bug, which he did.
Right.
But I find it really interesting that when the BB went off, he actually took his safety off on White Danger and then changed his mind.
In the end of red.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. But you're right, actually. His general instinct about when to shoot, definitely dead on, makes a lot of sense. Who to shoot, on the other hand, being an important part of the equation, not as much.
Yeah. I think he kind of knew he was behind on that one and just sort of felt like he had to take a go at something.
Yeah.
Either way,
and that's a good instinct too. We've talked about this before. Even if your shot is say 30% likely to be right, that might be the highest percentage you're going to get with any guess.
Yeah.
So a 30% shot can be the right decision if you are pretty convinced you're behind. And that's another thing you really can't cram for and can't teach, is you need thousands of games to just get that sense of, I think I'm losing. I really think I'm losing. And I have to take an aggressive shot that's probably going to lose me the game, but is going to win me more games than any other course of action I can take.
Yeah, absolutely. And Titleist absolutely has that. Let's see how his spy game turns out, because as we said, he's an old hat and he's used to the old missions, but maybe not so much the new ones. So with Natters on the sniper side, let's see what happens here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Now, in my experience, when you take a lot of time off, you think it's your spy game that's going to suffer, but it isn't. It's your sniper game. The spy game tends to stay, has a lot more staying power when you take an extended leave of absence from the game.
Absolutely. So early highlight there for the statues, but just a rote statue highlight. No inspects. Well, late inspects.
Yeah. Well, that's
that was
okay.
Odd.
Yeah, it's okay, though. It does get the early highlight, though, for it.
Indeed.
Manatter's from the standard statue highlight school of thought.
I love how in the log now it actually says joined conversation with double agent. Green BB comes off, so no talking animation from that as he grabs a drink.
And no real highlights or lowlights coming off for the most part. That's just kind of a non-starter there. He's still the only highlight here for that statue visit, I believe.
Yeah, and only the one lowlight as well.
Oh, and look, the only lowlight goes to statues. And
Yeah.
we've talked about this in the past. If you highlight for statues and very few AI go, the spy can find themselves in a very bad position as one of the very few highlights late in the game. And right now, there's only been 2.
51% flirt at the windows. That's actually real nice.
Solid, really solid.
Another thing to keep in mind is that if Titleist plays cautious enough, it might make Manatters think he's got the wrong highlights or low-lit the spy or something like that.
Yeah, it might.
You can absolutely do that on this map.
Oh, I don't know. He might have got. Yeah, he got there way too late.
Yeah.
And now
It
it's
was a
going to look
valiant
really bad.
effort, but did get a white test time ad as he steps into that CC, so that might cause some trouble for Manatters.
Yeah, it might. I really don't like though.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
cause any trouble for Manatters.
It might have got him shot. I really don't like the decision there to follow the ST into the conversation right next to the window you just followed them to. It's that much more noticeable. It's one thing to follow them across the map or to one conversation over, but right there, I think at that point, as lame as it is, you've got to change your plan of attack, go do something else, get a fingerprint, try for a bug, maybe swap. I think you got to think on your feet a little bit more there. But it was one of those situations where it's like he'd made up his mind to flirt, and he just went ahead with it and did a white test time ad in the middle just so he hadn't felt like he wasted a visit. Just a little too much.
Honestly, I feel like
Banana bread.
There were a few things that went wrong in that sequence of events, but I think the main mistake was chasing to window. Because the SD got there early enough, there's no way you're getting the flirt off.
Yeah, unless you get really lucky and they hang around for one of those watch checks, which does not usually happen, and then just really forcing the issue. But because you don't want to seem like you're forcing it too bad, you decide to do the time ad in the middle, and it's sort of like the initial decision just rippled out into other bad decisions to cover for the first one.
Indeed. But we are going to be stepping into classic balcony here with Manatters on the spy. Titleist on the sniper.
Because this is an official game, we're not going to do what we used to do on our more casual streams. For those who don't know, we used to play these at 2 times speed because balcony is a little uneventful. I think we'll just do it normal tonight, but that was always fun too.
And for those of you who say that balcony is not in fact uneventful, we mean to cast. Like, it's hard to cast balcony with any sort of...
Yes.
Yeah. So let's just get this thing underway in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And there's definitely a lot of fighting about classic balcony among top players. Some people think it's fantastic. Other people, sometimes myself among them, and I think Kaylee as well, regard it as sort of a completely different game. And against the spirit of SpyParty and an abomination, really.
Well, I would say that classic balcony is more in keeping with the initial intent of SpyParty. But it doesn't translate well with the rest of the game, and it doesn't translate well into the new art.
Yeah.
Banana bread.
BB comes off, 44% on the flirt. Bullets happened for some reason.
Okay, well,
balcony.
Balcony, everybody. I'm going to go back and look at some of this here. Let's see. I think it was because the person who was talking during the BB was also next to the AMBA, and it's just one of those things where if I miss the bug, that's the game, so I'm going to take a very aggressive shot.
Yep. So Manatters,
pretty straightforward.
Manatters cleaning up so far as he steps into game number 4, this time on the sniper roll with Titleist on the spy and classic balcony. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Titleist down 3-0 right now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Thank you for pointing that out. I kind of lost track there for a second. Manatters doing really well, and as Checker points out in chat, Titleist taking some pretty quick shots.
He is.
Quicker than is necessary, which is kind of interesting because, he had such great timing, such great instinct on one of those early maps, one of those early games. But since then, not as much.
This is his second sniper game.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on whether or not you want to call that first one fast or not.
Yeah. I think if you know what the spy is doing, it was a little bit fast. If you don't, I think the instinct was very good.
Yeah.
25% on the first flirt for Titleist as well as the BB. Lots of lowlights here already. So with a minute left to play, this is going to be rough. my goodness, the shot already.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Very quick. Very surprising too. I'm going back through the game again here. Now it looks like he basically just cut the party in half with lowlights early on, and everyone else was highlit. So at that point, he was just watching very closely. I think it was window to window, and I guess it just looked like an obvious flirt attempt. At that point, he might have actually.
No, actually, what it was, if you look back, it was process of elimination.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's funny, he's got 2 highlights left at that point. He sees Yellow Danger do a weird spin move and just decides, well, there's no way that's the spy, and shoots the only other highlight immediately.
Yep, exactly.
It's kind of funny to watch, actually, with that in mind.
Yeah, poor Titleist. Yeah. All right, he's down. Titleist is on the ropes at this point. If he loses another game, that's it. Yeah. Let's see what happens here as Manader steps into the spiral on Ballroom A4 of 7 with Titleist on the sniper. The mission that's pulled off is Inspect, oddly enough. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'll be interested to see what mission he kind of wants to quote-unquote replace that with, right? Does he try for something like Fingerprint? If he gets a Fingerprint early, then we'll have a good sense of why he took it off. But he might be trying to mix it up. He might be trying to throw off the habit, as we talk about sometimes, of highlighting for statues, which is not a great move if Inspect's turned off. It kind of can force people out of their rhythm.
That was an astoundingly fast green flirt coming out of Manader's there for 40% on a bit of a distance, but still...
Green a little wasted,
speed like that, like, he just sort of wound up in CC with the seduction and immediately right-clicked. Stepping back in for another flirt here.
Really determined to get that done early, I guess. I can't really argue with it.
Agreed. White test there to 74%.
Close enough, though, that if he's near him the next time, he won't need to hit a green. That is nice.
Indeed. Yeah, 74 is a pretty solid number as far as covering for distance.
And it looks like he's determined to get it all done in one go, basically. It looks like he wants to hang around and finish up right here. He is already close enough.
Yeah, section target decides otherwise, though.
Oh,
goes for a green purloin, though. We'll see how this turns out for him. I don't think Titleist was watching particularly closely.
And the bug. Wow, and the bug. And he's in really good shape now.
That was a thing of beauty right there.
The purloin is taking a while, too, so I think he's going to get away with it, and he's going to be in really good position really quickly. Book
this
gets
is
marked.
Almost a lost game. This is absolutely Manader's game to lose.
Right,
He's playing very well. This might be too far for the flirt.
He might need to hit a green. It's hard to say. But he does.
Nope.
Oh, white.
He got the white test, and it still was in range.
Wow. I don't know if he judged that perfectly or just got a little bit lucky. Or probably somewhere in the middle, but just close enough, I think. And now if he dumps that book, he's done. But does he want to BB instead? He's not highlit. I think if he knew he were not highlit, he would BB and be done with it. But he doesn't know how much of a suspect he is right now.
Absolutely.
But let's see. He's got that book. I think I would go for the BB and keep the book in hand just in case something goes awry.
DA not quite cooperating, though.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it another 20 or so seconds.
He's still got time left. He's got a minute left to play.
Yeah, don't force it. Don't force it. Oh, there we go. And a good time to do it, too. Only.
Oh, no, the red tag.
And the end of red.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Matters.
That definitely cost him the game. Definitely. Oh, that's brutal. Brutal. And you know what? I'm watching the replay on the sniper side, and the hand, the little coughing hand, just kind of comes into view out of the side of the camera just as he's swinging around. It would have been very easy for him not to notice that.
In the red.
Wow.
But he
That's
did.
brutal, because that was such a good game for Manader's coming up until then.
Wow. Jeez. We were saying it's his to lose, and it really didn't look like he was a suspect or anything like that. Now, he's still got a lot of margin. He was definitely playing aggressively as spy, and I think he was doing that because of the 4-0 lead. At that point, really just want to, push him up against the wall and just go for it, right? You just want to be very aggressive and make them take tough shots, and I think it would have worked if it's not for that one little test right there.
Yeah. Completely agree.
All right, so not over yet.
As does. And yeah, Titleist stepping into the spy role on Ballroom. Manader's on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. really early green swap coming out of Titleist. There's some
Unusual.
debate about whether or not that is a good thing. But
Or
it looks
intentional
like it's
every
going to work
time,
out
yeah.
this time around.
I think it will. Yeah. That's really interesting. Usually you see the quick rush swap with the white, obviously. You don't want to give them a chance to catch it. The whole point is to make them wonder if they memorize it correctly or to get there before they memorize it. But in this case, doesn't work out. Or just doesn't want to do it. I don't know. I mean, there's a genuine debate here about whether or not you should go for the green in that situation. Some people think it works.
It certainly worked this time. White BB action test ignored. That's something you don't see almost ever.
Well, amusingly enough, if in the previous game Manatters had done the exact same thing, he probably wins 5-0. Does get a highlight though. So Manatters making some assumptions about the real DA, I think, here maybe.
I think so.
Or perhaps just combining that information with the early statue visit and thinking it's more likely. He really seems to... Boy, he's really like laser burning him at this point. He is looking.
Yeah,
or
it's hard to tell if that's intentional or not.
Yeah, he might have been trying to highlight the character behind them, although if so, that's kind of a weird way to do it, but hard to say.
Yeah.
Most people go for the feet and zoom in a little bit more, but he was determined not to zoom for whatever reason.
Anyways, Titleist, I think, knows he's got a bit of heat on him and is playing things relatively slowly, picking up a 28% flirt, which is not great, but it's something.
Now, I'm of the opinion here that he's probably a pretty darn big suspect right now. Not in great shape. But there are a couple other highlights, and if
nice bug coming through, but it clipped through a little bit too much. It might be visible. I don't think Manatters saw it.
I don't think so, or at least not enough to do anything about it.
And suddenly, Titleist is right back on in this again.
Although if he wants to finish with a flirt rather than a hard tell or a fingerprint, he probably won't have time for that either. He's got to get moving. He's got to get a good flirt coming up here.
Yep, it's go time. 28%.
Instead, he's biding his time. Oh boy.
What's the plan here, Titleist?
Oh boy. I don't know. Don't love this. One of the highlights of the
Purloin is the plan. I'm not sure I agree with that plan.
Very surprising. Once he decided to kill 20 seconds, suddenly it was his best option. He's going to get the heck out of there. Oh boy, and it's still pending here.
And the shot comes off on the wrong man.
Wow. There we go.
Wow. My, oh my. I did not see that one coming.
And you know what? The Purloin had never even gone off. It was still flashing there at the end. So I think it's one of those things where, I said a little earlier that he had, even though he was probably a very big suspect, there were a few other highlights that he seemed to be watching pretty closely. At that point, his best chance of winning was that one of them was just a little suspicious, and I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, I think so.
So Titleist, given that little window from the red test, wins another one. And, obviously still in a pretty tough position, but winning 2 games, that you could just phrase that as saying win one more spy game, and suddenly he might be able to force a tie out of this.
Absolutely. And it's the last set is going to be with Titleist on the sniper on any 4 of 7 high rise. And the thing about high rise is even though it's a new map, it plays fairly similar to Ballroom, just with less people.
Yeah. Fewer even. And 4 of 7 though means they are going to have to keep moving forward. We see a lot of 3-5 on high rise. I'd say we see that more than the 4-7.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're going to have to keep moving on this one. And I've seen the spies kind of hesitate on time a fair bit, especially I think Titleist in general. So we're going to want to watch out for that in his game to make sure it doesn't happen here because he will not have time for it. Yeah.
So Manatters stepping out on the spiral here with no inspects. A bit of an unusual choice, but I'll take it. Titleist on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And here we go. You gonna try for the bug? He does and does not get it.
It's easy to get away with little things like that during the time of chaos because it's the time of chaos and stuff happens during the time of chaos.
Yeah, I think, we wonder why people make these snap judgments when they try to bug. That's why right there, because if you stop and think about it for half a second like he did, then you don't always get it off in time. Sometimes you have to decide immediately, especially during the time of chaos.
Absolutely, and the innocent book check doesn't quite work out for him. I don't know if this is going to take, but she does take a sip at Windows, so it winds up working out.
And they leave at the same time.
And go to the same place. That was awesome.
Those two are inseparable.
Flirt successful.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, nice bug coming through. I don't know if I
highlight,
destination though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got the bug in on the way through. I think he kind of had to keep going to blue bookcase there because that was a weird path.
Worth noting, he actually got nothing out of that. The ST following him. The flirt cooldown had not expired yet, so he only got the one, and he just gets a second one here now.
Indeed. 62% though. So that is not the number you want to see because a close white is 34. And 34 plus 62 is oftentimes 98, which is oftentimes not 100. So you kind of need a green.
Yeah, so this is kind of bad here. He's going to need a green somewhere. And given that there's fewer than 2 minutes left, and he's got the bug, but nothing else, doesn't have a fingerprint or anything, he's going to have to get moved.
Here. He knows he needs the green so he doesn't snuggle up too close. Does hit it for the 100%.
Very nice. Big move right there. And a purloin.
And the purloin coming off as well, but Titleist is on it. Shot comes off.
I wonder if it's one of those things where you're sort of a rush, right? You hit a green test and then you see the list behind you and you just kind of make a go of it. I noticed that if I green something like that, if I green a BB or a flirt or something like that, I find myself exponentially more likely to go for something like a purloin that's nearby. You kind of just feel like you're in a rhythm, and sometimes you like to hit 2 or 3 greens in a row. That does seem like you're a little more likely to when you get into that rhythm. But in that case, not a good decision, largely because he was already clearly a big suspect from that bug.
And that being said, it wasn't the cleanest game for Manatters, but Titleist, he's right back in here, man. Seriously, choke detection warning.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's Manatters has certainly not played badly. I think Titleist has just played much better after getting, sort of that one gift game.
I think so. And he might be able to pick up the reverse all kill to pick up the tie here. Let's see if Manatters is able to do it as he steps into the spy side with no transfer microfilm. Manatters on the sniper. Last game of the set. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Now, he's still got an uphill climb, though, because he is the spy here, and in the four mission setup, it puts him at a disadvantage, and he does an instant white swap, and he's already gotten a highlight for the statue visit. He's in big trouble.
Oh my.
If Manatters is at all confident in his memorization, and he is. Okay, well, I don't agree with the shot there. At that point, you're not playing for intimidation or anything like that. It's not like the first game where you want to get in their head. This is it. This is the last game. So there's no reason to shoot that quickly. But on the other hand, clearly very sure of his memorization. Shoots immediately. Titleist just too aggressive.
Well, the reason to shoot there is, oh, thank God I caught him on something. I can relax now.
Yeah.
Yeah, swap is pretty 100%, but there's no reason not to confirm even more just in case you mismemorized or something. But if you're confident about it, you might as well take the shot there.
I think you're right, though, Tobo, about the relief aspect of, oh, wow, I almost blew that 4-0 lead, and I saw some...
Oh, man, that would have been harsh to lose. All that happened off of a cough that he could have white tested if he wanted. Yeah,
it's bad enough to fall by, to lose all 4 in a row at the end, but to lose them in such a winnable way like that, where that was the pivot point of the match, that would have been particularly brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's plug the game. I agree.
I'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll take the time to plug the game here while we wait for Tobo.
Yeah.
This game is SpyParty. It's available at SpyParty.com for $15. Should be on Steam sometime this year, but rumor on the street has it that the price will go up. It will go up once it goes on to Steam. So,
and the street is never wrong.
Rumor on the street is never wrong. So be sure to head to SpyParty.com and pick it up now if you want it. Let's plug other stuff. This guy over I always forget which side you're on. You're on this side. This guy over there. That's Warning Track. He runs www.spypartyfans.com, which is a really awesome website. It's got a lot of writing about Spy Party as well as a huge trove of replays that you can play through. The guy over there, no, I did it wrong again. There is Tobo. He is currently gone. His bed is, I can't really tell how well made his bed is.
Yeah, that's usually a bit of a sort of a drinking game. I think, no, that's not made. No, I see at least a sheet.
I agree.
That's not.
And the paintings are still on the floor. Those paintings have been on the floor for 3 years. But he's Tobo. You can follow him at Twitter at ToboTV. And he also has a YouTube channel, twitch.tv, or not twitch.tv. He does have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Taboshi, and also a YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Taboshi. And he does really, really good casting of SpyParty. He's kind of the elder caster of SpyParty.
And an accomplished breakdancer.
Exactly. And with that, Tobo is back, and we are ready to move on to our next set, which is up in Diamond Division here, which is our top division. And we have Turnout 8, who's another longtime veteran who kind of hadn't been playing a lot, but is coming back for the SCL. And Scientist, who
is terrifying.
There's there's really good arguments that Scientist is the best player in SpyParty, I think. So,
Yeah.
he's definitely in the conversation about who's the best player in SpyParty.
Yeah, he's one of the 3 or 4 you certainly have to put in that top tier. And I would say that whether or not you said he was the best there, you'd make an even better case that he's the best sniper in particular.
He's an extraordinary sniper.
His sniper win rate, I think, is the highest among any top player. The spy is a little more closer to average, but still above average. But the sniper in particular is where he wins a lot of his games.
Yeah, obviously it's kind of hard to tell what sniper win rate means for how strong your sniper is. That depends greatly on who you're playing. For one thing, and what kind of games you're playing. Veery has a very low win rate, for instance, but that's mostly because he likes to play silly game modes and things like that. That has no bearing on his skill. Scientist, nonetheless, tends to play mostly strong players and has over an 80% win rate as sniper.
Yeah, that's insane.
Last
I looked I was going to say the last time I looked at the numbers, it was in the 70s, and even then he was 6 percentage points ahead of the next highest person on the leaderboard. So that's
no one even comes
really
close to Scientist in terms of sniper win rate. So very strong player, but Turnout 8, a much longer tenured veteran, albeit perhaps a bit rusty. So take it away, lads, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Turnout 8, also another guy back from way in the closed beta days. I mentioned earlier that I had stories about Titleist and Turnout, and that Titleist was the first top player that I kind of held my own against. Turnout was the first top player I played at all. He had 3,000 games. I had maybe 100. I still remember the conversation. I remember specifically that his laser was right on me as I did microfilm, and he shot me immediately. And the first thing he typed in chat was, "Don't do it while I'm looking." He just straight out just told me. And the funny thing is, I didn't know what to say because I knew it was a bad idea, and I did it anyway because I was afraid. But he was a very good tutor, very helpful. I remember there was a really great feeling when I finally played him in the ladder match, and actually even won a match at one point. And I thought, wow, like what a great metaphor, what a great microcosm of the whole situation that he taught me, and now we're playing each other and having such a good competitive match. Great guy, and has been around forever. And as we often joke, a very aggressive spy, just like Scientist. In fact, these two are sort of invented and then perfected maybe the aggressive spy play, and now they're playing each other.
Absolutely. So this should be quite a fun match to watch. Let's see how this goes down.
Hang on, let me stop you right there. Before you start, they included their picks and bans. I want to compliment them. Along with their replays, they uploaded a text file along with the replays. Real quick, for the bans, I'll just run through them. Turnout bans Veranda 5'8", which is interesting because I think that fits his style pretty well. Scientist bans Crowded Pub 3-4. Again, that makes sense, though. More of a Softail setup. Turnout bans Gallery 4-8. Okay. And Scientist bans New Art Ballroom 4-8. So a little surprising there. Very surprised Miranda gets banned. Not at all surprised that Crowded Pub gets banned 3-4. That doesn't fit either of their styles. For picks, Turnout picks Panop 5-7. There we go. They both like Panop.
There we go.
Scientist picks Balcony 2-3. Really interesting. I think that's more of a bet on it being bad for Turnout rather than good for Scientist so much.
Yeah.
Turnout picks Courtyard 2, any 4 of 7. Okay, pretty standard.
Okay.
And Scientist picks Gallery 4 of 7.
All right.
And that's it.
Okay, cool. Good stuff.
And thank you to both players for uploading those in a text file. Anyone else who does that, we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely. That was some good stuff. All right, cool. So, starting things off here, we've got Turnout 8, any 5 of 7 Panop takes off the Inspect, which is there's definitely a case that can be made for it, but it's a bit of an unusual choice.
Yeah, the best case is the one I kind of referenced a little bit earlier, which is that if you're playing someone who you know highlights for statues, it can really throw them off if you want to turn that off, deny them that easy highlight routine, and then think about swapping when they don't have it to fall back on.
Absolutely. Scientist on the sniper side of things. Let's see how that affects him. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'll be interested to see if either of them play against their own type, given that they're sort of playing, I don't want to say they're mirror exactly, but again, very similar spying styles.
Yeah, it's a mirror match. Oh,
there's the
pretty
bug.
nice bug coming through out the window there.
And I think that was in full view, but still not
It
caught.
was.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? Hang on, he gets a highlight a second or two later. I think that was probably scientists being cagey about the highlight.
Yeah,
Just
I think
a
it
little
was.
bit, maybe.
I think it was. It was a pretty darn good bug, but it was out there just a little bit. He didn't quite get that button off soon enough.
Yeah, and Scientist, by the way, one of a handful of snipers that I've casted that makes a deliberate effort to try to obscure the fact that he's highlighting someone. He tries to do it while the laser is moving. You can't really do that here with pan-op because you can't keep rotating, but what he did the next best thing, he waited several seconds and then did it very quickly. I think he probably got a pretty good look at that bug and just didn't want him to know he was a suspect.
That being said, the green purloin came off, and I don't think I think Scientist, he's not sure whether it was white or green, and he doesn't know where it came from.
I like Turnout trying to hide behind his own seduction target there. I don't
Yeah.
think that was the intent, but that's kind of how it came off.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a relatively clean purloin.
And by the way, if I'm right about the bug and he was a pretty big suspect for it, then it's a really good purloin because even being a top suspect, I don't think it got caught.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think he was. I also think he was very suspicious from the bug.
Yeah, I think I think he's in big
BB.
trouble already. In fact, the BB might even do it. That's just my guess. But if so, again, all the more impressive that he would have gotten away with the purloin.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. He's certainly taking his time on this one. BB comes off. It is green. But that doesn't really matter on this map. Low lights, low lights, low lights.
3, 4, I think maybe 3.
4, I think. Maybe 3.
He thought about a 4th there at the end at the bookshelves, but he just wasn't sure. Has not shot. I
Oh
don't
my
think he's done-
God! There's the low lights coming.
He makes
what
a
happened there?
I think he took 2 or 3 seconds to think about it and decided to make a decision about which one was fake and went through with it. And there it is.
Shot comes off.
Yeah. I think he was just being appropriately patient, really thinking about things. It really looked like he caught the bug or nearly caught the bug and just kept a close eye after that.
It was.
And if Turnout, by the way, sees that replay, he might not figure out that it got him caught, in which case there's the real benefit. This is early in the match, so you really don't want him to know you caught that. You want him to keep rushing those bugs and thinking he's getting away with them.
Absolutely. Good stuff there. Let's see how Science is able to deal with the spy side of things here in 3, 2, 1, playing it. That was quite the traffic jam coming out of the top there. Follows. Oh, I think he wanted to follow into things.
But I got to give him credit, by the way. He didn't just force the issue. He just gave up on it. By the way, look at the corner. At that point, you have to decide beforehand. If he'd done that on the other part of the pad, he could have walked past her and gotten a flirt. It was the only way to prevent the flirt from coming off. But again, a lot of credit for not just jamming his way in there, which a lot of people do in the moment.
My God, that seduction target is being such a dick.
On the other hand, that is sort of the risk you take when you make up your mind to flirt while they're moving around. That's sort of an inherent risk. Probably not one worth taking twice like that.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this time around, it's the swap that's come off, and Scientist is able to get away from that statue before he gets caught there. So inspects are done, and Turnout has no idea.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. If I remember right, Turnout does like to highlight for statue visits, at least sometimes. I don't think he's doing it this game for whatever reason, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he is, because he definitely just saw polka dots at statue and didn't highlight.
Yeah, which is interesting because normally that would be a big coup for Scientists getting the inspects done without being seen there. In this case, maybe in this game, it's not. Boy, really look like he wanted to flirt in there.
Oh, that bug, though!
Ooh.
Oh my God, that bug! What a play!
I think Turnout was looking elsewhere, so I don't actually think it had to be that clean, frankly, but you never know.
Both moving in the same direction, realizes that the ambassador is coming up behind him, so it takes a bit of a swerve to get to back up far enough that he's in range for the bug to take as the arm comes out. That was so cool.
What's really amazing is that it looked like he was going for another seduce, except the bookcase had filled up and he had to make up his mind on the fly what to do. It looks like, actually, for the first time, the seduction target being a little uncooperative, or at least around too many other people, might have actually helped him.
Yeah.
And he's really moving. You can notice he's not even staying at windows at the full time. People who really watch windows closely would be nabbing him on something. Look at that, talk and leave. He's moving very aggressive. Now, part of this is pan-up, because you can get away with this on pan-up.
Yeah.
But part of it is his play style. He doesn't just do this on pan-up. He just can get away with it more on pan-up. I don't know what that was.
That was...
Boy, I don't even... He's trying to make it look like some kind of weird... Okay, he picked up the wrong one for the fingerprint by accident, I think. Wow.
Yeah,
and
I think that's exactly what happened.
He broke animation to do it, too. That was... Boy, that was really risky and for not much reason, not much benefit. I think he's going to get away with it, but that strikes me as a big unforced error.
In the red.
Flirt is done. BB comes off. Just needs one more fingerprint to finish this up. Not often you see a game of pan-up complete without a microfilm come off.
Yeah, pretty unusual because it's a lot easier on this map than most others, but... boy, I actually feel like he was playing a pretty darn good game there until the end. But again, the nice thing about pan-up is when you're just aggressive like that, even if you do something maybe you shouldn't, there's only a 1 in 3 chance, so to speak, that it's going to be seen, given the sniper's limited view of the map.
It's so true. Stepping into
microfilm at the end?
I think he's just giving himself options. I assume he's going to manual track.
Oh, there it is.
Nope.
It's a late fingerprint. And it was a hard fingerprint, and I think that's why we missed it too, because at least one other person had been there, and he misses it. Does not hit the green test. What's it going to be? He can't be beat. I think it's going to be a purloin. He's in a position to purloin here. This is a good place to hide a purloin.
Overtime.
Plant and pillar helping him.
It is going to be overtime. 2 seconds worth of it.
He's probably going to gulp here, I would think. No, maybe not. No. He's just going to go. He's going to wait. Oh boy.
Here it comes. Overtime is up. And overtime is back down again, and Scientist takes the win, goes up 2-0.
Really interesting here.
In the first match.
Just 2 highlights, as you can see. 8 lowlights, a little on the low side too, given how many people there are on pan-up. So I think there was just too much going on. I think in a game where maybe the highlights and lowlights are a little better on turnout side, he probably is maybe catching some of those more aggressive moves. But in this game where there were very few of either, probably just way too much going on.
I think so. And next up, we're going into Balcony, which, at the danger of angering the great Wodar, tends to be a little bit more random.
Right, yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how this happens. In fact, if anything, if I were playing a player that was way, way better than me, I hope there are no people who are way, way better than me anymore. But if I were, I would want to play as much Balcony, any 2 of 3 as possible.
I have done that in the past, and it has paid off for me. So let's see what happens here as Turnout steps into the spy side of things. Scientist on the sniper to start things off on classic Balcony in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Unfortunately, not able to get in a good start with the ST. Leaving AI controlled as well for quite a while.
And you could definitely do that on Balcony any 2 of 3.
Is he going to no control? I think he might be no controlling.
Wow.
I think he might be no controlling.
At least one person in our chat. At least one person in our chat knows all about this. Really interesting. You know what? I hate to say it. With a sniper as good as Scientist.
Okay, now takes control 45 seconds.
I was going to say, not a terrible decision against a sniper like that.
Yep. Honestly, after that much time, it's almost an odd... Oh, well, I guess because you have to do the BB.
Still not a whole lot going on. You're going to need that second flirt at some point soon, though.
I'm pretty sure he's all in on lowlights.
I guess so. It hasn't happened, though.
Just trying to make sure getting shot isn't the thing that happens. Second flirt does come off. Where's the BB?
Yep.
Like, he's had so much opportunity for it and it hasn't come off yet. You gotta do it. You gotta BB.
Yeah.
There it comes off now. It is white.
And the end of red.
Let's off.
He's not highlight, though. He's not highlight.
He's not highlight.
Could the talking be reason enough? Sometimes that's reason enough to shoot someone.
It is. 8 seconds. I don't think it's going to come off, but the wrong shot gets taken.
Wow.
And
that's a tough call.
It done.
You know, it's funny. If he's high lit, that definitely gets him shot. But when you're not even high lit, and then you see someone talk during what could be a white BB, boy, you just feel bad for the prospect of shooting someone just for a white BB, right? It feels cheesy, even though it's a pretty good bet most of the time, because you figure even the best spies are only going to hit maybe 2/3 of their green tests, so you can just sit back on that. But you just don't want to do it because it feels kind of cheap. You want to shoot your highlight for it instead, and he does. And in this case, it gets turnout the win.
Indeed.
Wow.
So
I felt like Marvin the Martian for a second there, though. Where's the BB? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering BB, but it came a little late.
Oh, man. All right. So, scientist, at the risk of losing his lead here, stepping into the spiral of classic balcony, turnout 8 on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Bit of an unusual start there. Does wind up pretty close to seduction target. Not quite as close as you can be.
Yeah, not quite.
Went for a bug attempt as the amber walked by. Didn't quite work out. But
and
it was
48%, the most brutal flirt amount you could possibly get there. Cannot do flirt.
Reason being, by the way, is that the best flirt you could possibly get is a 51%.
Yeah. Okay, so that went really badly. Not only did he get the 48, which is a shame, he tried a bug and got highlit possibly for it, and it doesn't even come off. So he's in big trouble potentially right now. There's the BB.
Don't think highlight was for the bug. I really don't.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure what it was for then. Maybe the talk order, but either way,
it was the highlight happened because balcony.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, you don't necessarily need a reason. I'm looking for a reason. Maybe there isn't one exactly that's gleanable. Gets the second flirt off, though. And
up to 71%, which is fine, actually.
He's one of only 2 highlights, the third being the ambassador. So I don't know. I feel like one more talk might get him shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Really hard to say. It won't be an easy shot, mind you, but he's waiting for a better opportunity to get close there. He knows he has to be close.
He wants that amber to leave. There's the leave. And he's going to take his place. Actually, he has more room to get in now, and actually takes advantage of it. This is close enough.
Yeah, he needs to be close enough that a white will win it. Yeah, that's what he's
There it is.
Here's
the last flirt. I don't see a shot coming off yet. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, it took him a little bit to decide, but
there we go. There we go. Yeah, really good instincts from turnout. I think he played that really well. I agree. Really was tracking the flirt really well. Scientist definitely had a couple early mistakes. Obviously not standing quite close enough for the flirt, missing the bug. I think he did about as well as he could have after that, but I think he was just in a hole that whole game.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up. Stepping into courtyard 2, it's turnout 8 on the spy side, scientist on the sniper. All missions are available, so anything is fair game. Let's see how this goes in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, it comes roaring back here, and we have a tie game. Very impressive.
Good stuff. Quick flirt here for 34%. Pretty standard stuff, except the time ad, the green time ad that came off, that's not quite so standard.
No, it's not. And really nice to get early in the game. You know, so often, even a really good sniper at that point with a green time ad early, that dilation is going to be so subtle. It's really hard to catch, and it's very easy to have it sort of play tricks on your mind.
It's another thing that's very easy is to see someone else take a watch check later on and look up and see the time dilated and take a bad shot.
Yeah.
Fake BB to cover a purloin. It is a white purloin.
Yeah. We say that all the time, by the way.
Purloin. Oh no!
Uh oh! He's chasing him. I think the sniper's chasing him. And he just for the highlight.
Nope, it's a shot.
And he does it. Yeah, Scientist, by the way, does that smooth rotating highlight I mentioned earlier. By the way, and as we mentioned a number of times in the past, the main benefit of the time ad, obviously the time is nice, but way more often what it does is it ends up getting in the sniper's head and causes them to shoot the wrong person. That happens a lot.
Absolutely. Didn't quite work out for him that time as Scientist wins the game with the sniper.
I'm sorry. If you're going to do a white purloin, it puts you in big danger. If you're going to do it, this is the worst possible map to do it on, and you can make a good argument that's the worst possible sniper to do it against on the worst map to do it on. So
yeah. Well,
so you might be facing the best sniper with the most noticeable mission on the map it's most noticeable on. You're going to die 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, like even with the fake BB to cover, it's just not enough.
Not enough.
Let's see how if Scientist is able to take advantage of this and pull into the lead on the spy side of things. Turnout 8 on the sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Laying low early on. Interesting.
Scientist might be tempted to go in for the inspect flirt. It's still early though.
Yeah, I clearly has just made up his mind not to do it, I think.
Has made the decision to avoid the early highlight.
As much as I love getting two things done at once there, two birds, one stone, if it's an early statue visit on this map where it makes more sense than most maps to highlight for statues, I'd probably resist too, yeah. I like the decision.
Oh, Seduction Target decides to be kind, though, rewarding Scientist's patience for a 34% flirt.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Now, I will say it would be much more helpful against someone who's likely to notice all this stuff, playing it cool early and having someone come to them, but he's not playing Veery here. Turnout not particularly interested in trying to track the flirt. He tries to track the hardtails and other things like that, so I don't know if it's going to benefit him too much, except for the mere fact of getting the flirt.
I wouldn't mind seeing him twitch over just a tad to see if he can get the in-convo bug. Decides not to. And it's going to be a BB. Pretty decent timing for it as well. Lots of people in the other conversation with the other SDA.
Yeah, there was
one low light off of that. Maybe two.
He's thinking
two.
Two. Yep. And both were already highlights too. That's significant.
And there's the inspect flirt, up to 85% as he takes the drink. Beautiful
I'm not really
timing
sure.
on that.
Two low lights is not bad, but if it's two low lights of highlights, that's pretty significant. That's the equivalent of 3 or 4 full stop neutral lights into low lights, maybe.
There's also no way to get a lock on that as... Oh, that's interesting. Sniper sees him at one statue. As soon as he rotates away, he switches statues, swaps, and runs.
Yep, and it's going to win him the game.
It looks like it is.
Yeah, there we go. And finishes up the flirt. Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
That was an awesome little play.
Yeah, plenty of risks, but they were all sensible risks. And Scientist now surging back into a commanding position after falling back into a tie briefly.
Scientist takes map 1. Turnout takes map 2. Scientist takes map 3. It's been...
Yeah, Turnout better hope that this is a trend and that this continues, and he might be able to force a tie here. But it's going to be pretty hard pressed to force that tie. But if he's going to do it, this is the game. It's the game on the spy side. This is probably his best chance right here.
Right here, right now. Let's see if he's able to do it. He's on the ropes. Scientist playing for a win right here and now. In 3, 2, 1, playing it with no fingerprint.
He's on the ropes, but he's cornered, and he's a wounded animal, and maybe 3 or 4 other metaphors we can squeeze in there.
Yes. Selection Target not having it to start things off, so a little bit unfortunate there, not quite able to get to the painting in time.
Yeah, in almost every map, you want to get the flirt done early, except for maybe Balcony, but I'd say it's particularly true on a map like Gallery.
Early statues gets highlight for it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
looks like he wasn't going to for a moment there.
Scientist does not always automatically highlight for statues, but he's decided to here.
Yep.
Either that or he's highlighting just for the early visit. We'll know soon enough.
The early visit's a very odd thing to highlight for.
It is. So it's probably just a standard highlight.
Yeah. Does get in next to the seduction target, though. That's a pretty nice positioning there. Doesn't hit the green, so he's on 34% there. 2 flirts. Sorry, 1 flirt. 2 inspects is what I meant to say. It might be able to get some purloinage coming off of this.
Purloinage, I like that.
It's a little bit exposed, though. It's not quite far enough back for it. Does he go for it? I think probably not is the best play, and apparently Turnout agrees. It's been a very slow game for him so far, though, with only 2 minutes left to play. No mission's actually done yet, but the double agent does step in. This is a great time to go for it, and he does indeed.
Now, worth mentioning, by the way, he obviously had the no control earlier, or at least mostly no control, and he's being very calm this game too. Scientist, in addition to being one of the best snipers in the game, maybe the best, has one of the lowest no-shoot rates. He shoots almost every game. Now, he usually hits the spy, but when he loses, it's because he shoots the wrong person, not because they get mission wins or timeout or anything like that. He almost always fires. So I gotta say, I don't know if that makes this a good strategy, but I will say that it makes it a very plausible one. It might be his best option on a day. If Scientist is playing at the top of a sniper game, your best option might be to try to hope that somebody else does something suspicious enough.
Minute and 10 left to play. Not as much done as we would like. Needs another flirt, another inspect, and something else. And he's highlight. It's looking bad. Able to predict the seduction target correctly, and winds up in a pretty decent spot for it, so he should be able to finish up the flirt right here and now. Does indeed. But with only 35 seconds left to play, it's going to have to be an inspect swap, and I don't think that's going to get by Scientist. 25 seconds, here he goes. Yep, right to that statue. Inspect swap is the only decision here. The only way to do it, and I don't think it's
gonna get him shot. No, he's got his back. He's a second statue visit. He's got his back to him. This is exactly how and when you swap at the end of the game. You might even do it at that statue in particular.
And he even sees the fade.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of bum luck too, in that his character decided to lift it up right then at a good angle. But Scientist was all over it. I think it would have been really tough. Even if he'd gotten a bit of good luck there at the end, he still probably just gets shot.
Especially considering the timing on that, he didn't get there soon enough, so it was going to be overtime.
Right, yeah. So I don't think he wins that game either way. I think there was just too much heat on him early on, and it just didn't get away with enough, especially with that early highlight for an early statue visit. I think Scientist was just on him. Good game, and that's it for Scientist. Scientist wins 5-2, although I got to say a little more competitive than the final score would suggest.
Yeah, a lot of those games, especially those early going games, could have gone either way, and they took some really good shots in a couple of spots to get sniper wins out of them.
I agree.
Absolutely. And sniper heavy, of course, as we expected.
Yeah, it's high level play. Usually, you're going to see sniper heavy win rates. I would predict most of the time.
Yeah. And with that, I believe that's me and Track getting ready to sign off, and we're going to be replaced by the good Sir Crazy Kaylee, who's running the stream, as well as Sharper.
That's right. I will plug you guys one more time. This over here is Warning Track. He is at SpyParty Fans on Twitter. He runs www.spypartyfans.com, full of replays, full of good long, not all of them are long, but some of them are long, posts and thoughts about SpyParty. Great site. And then over here is Tobo, at ToboTV on Twitter, twitch.tv/Toboshi, youtube.com/user/Toboshi. SpyParty's preeminent caster he is. And with that, I will say adieu to you gentlemen. Thank you for casting. Great job as always.
Thank you for having us.
And I will see you guys later.
Bye.
I scare you. That's not good. Look. Is it because I have the power to destroy the other casters like I just did? I think that's why. Alright, I'm going to put myself over here. I'm going to put Sharper sort of right here. I'll just put him right there. And we'll give Sharper a call. The thing you are about to hear is not your Skype, it is my Skype. Oh, crap. It's not your Skype, it is my Skype. Because I am about to call Sharper.
Hello.
How's it going, Sharper?
Yeah, good.
Are you ready to proceed?
Just a moment.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Twitch so that I don't get an echo on you. Right,
yeah, no problem.
I'm good to go, and I've got SpyParty running here with the 3 matches we'll be covering today.
Okay, and which one are we doing first? I forgot already.
I think we were going to start with Magician versus Slappy Davis.
Ah, yes. This should be a good match. Slappy Davis, another long-time veteran.
Oh, sorry. You go first.
No, that's all I was going to say.
Okay. I was just going to say, my biased reason for wanting us to cover this is that I'm playing Magician this week, and want to get some experience seeing how he's been playing. Because he's a scary good SpyParty player.
Let's see, is something wrong with the audio? I think it's okay.
Am I coming through okay? You're coming through well.
You sound okay to me, but I have... Sharper's a little quieter than me, I can fix that. But people are saying there's weird feedback. Oh, there's the feedback. Okay, yeah. That's just a little headset noise. That's fine. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, Magician 1099 versus Slappy. Magician, certainly a veteran SpyParty player at this point. Slappy Davis, an ancient SpyParty player at this point. Far more veteranship than Slappy Dave or than Magician, but probably not quite up in the same level of practice. So a little bit analogous to the Turnout 8 versus Scientist match, maybe. Both players have been doing pretty well in the SCL so far. Both of them undefeated going into this match, I believe. So it should be a good set. I'm going to take us to the splash screen while I load it up, and I will answer chat questions. Some of the games are live catnip fields. Some of them are not. We typically try to cast any live games that the player is able to play live, but other than that, we do go off of the replays. All right, we're going to go to Magician v. Slappy Davis. And it looks like our first match is going to be on Ballroom A47, which is the slightly more camping-centric layout for Ballroom of the two that are available. This one, A47, and Ballroom A48. And we have Magician 1099 as the spy to start. He is the sick over by the green bookcase in 3, 2, 1, go. I have it sped up. What's your time index right now, Sharper?
It is 1:13.
No. I mean your
sorry,
how much?
3:13.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
so
Okay. I'm gonna pause at 3:05 because I somehow have it sped up.
Okay. I'm at 3:05. I'll press whenever you're ready.
Okay. Someone tell me very quickly how to reduce the speed on the game, because I don't know how to do that.
Control click on the play button.
Okay, so we'll stay at 3:05.
Professional streamers.
Super professional. Okay, that looks correct. All right, so go to 2:55, and we'll go from there. That was a really good bug, by the way, that we just missed. Actually, let's rewind. I'll go back to 3. Let's go to 3. 3 even, so we can see that bug again. And when you're ready, at 3 o'clock.
Sounds good. I'm at 3:0.
All right, 3,
2,
2, 1, go. One more time on that bug. Very nice bug. Very nice wrong arm bug facing away from the sniper. Very strong stuff there. That's a very ideal bug. Looks like Slappy Davis does get the tail end of it, or at least has his suspicions. So he'll pick up the highlight there. But we do have bug done. We have seduce done 51%.
Yeah. Very slick sick.
Double Agent going to maybe come to our conversation here. Does offer the opportunity for a good BB, maybe a Purloin. No, just going to take a drink here. Playing it slow.
I like the call to wait it. Oh, never mind. I was going to say with the highlight for the BB, it might be a bit risky to go straight for it. Might have helped to lose suspicion to have not gone for it immediately. He had 2 minutes 20 to do the other 2 missions.
Indeed, and he did. He played it nice and conservatively there. Just went for the Double Agent. Probably the right play there. And the fact that it was green is not insignificant there, because he's a pretty high suspect, it seems, and he was right in front of the sniper. So if he had been seen talking during that banana bread, that maybe would have increased his suspicion just a little bit. And going right for the throat here is Magician, going to go to center statues. Does not pick up all his inspects, though. Wants to go back and pick up a flirt first. No, that's not where we're going. We're going to go to the windows.
The interesting thing about him being suspect for bug and contact is that they're both missions where him being suspect for them, he knows that he's done those now. So if he's a suspect, then he's like, okay, I know this guy's at least half done. So that might.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Might
good shot by
lead him to
Slappy
take a
Davis.
shot.
I don't know if Slappy Davis knew that he couldn't have finished in specs off of that very brief center statue visit, but it's a really good shot either way.
That's the thing you've got to assume because he'd been to another statue set. But I'm not sure if he saw him at statues actually.
Yeah, it's a good shot by Slappy Davis because usually if you visit center statues and then later you visit side statues and there's no swap involved, then that's going to decrease your suspicion, all things considered. Because why would you visit side statues if you had the opportunity to get all 3 inspects from the center statues? But in that case, Slappy maybe saw that he didn't spend that much time at center statues. Probably still had a lot of heat on him for the bug. There were a few reasons why Slappy, that I can think of, might have thought that that was the spy. So good shot there to start. Slappy Davis takes the lead with the sniper shot there on ballroom 847. Slightly sniper-favored layout there, I would say. And we'll see if Magician can return the favor here.
All right. Ready when you are.
3, 2, 1, go. And Magician is going to have to snipe against the no swap layout. Pretty standard stuff. No swap probably on the old ballroom was the way to go, just because Purloin was so difficult on old ballroom to guard. Here the angle is a little higher. On old ballroom, the angle was really low and it was really hard to see the tray. On this layout, the angle is a little bit higher. You can just see that list there on the tray. So swap is usually the one you want to cut. Gets a bit of BB out of the way. Very nice BB. Not going to be a lot of lowlights off of that, just 1 or 2.
Yeah, very well played. Green BB.
The only thing, the argument for leaving swap in is that the characters in New Art are a little bit bulkier, and they fill space a little bit more, and there are more of them in New Art Ballroom. So the initial cover during the time of chaos is pretty substantial. So you can get to that back set of statues and swap them almost immediately. And there's a white white Purloin. So we'll see if the sniper sees it. Magician does not. Yeah, go ahead.
It's also not insignificant that there's 3 extra people.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, for sure.
For any hardtail can just give you more bodies as cover.
I think Magician just picked up on Purloin.
Seems like he's seen it now.
Yeah, but it's way late now, so we'll see what he can do about it.
I hadn't noticed the height angle change on the sniper until you pointed it out.
Yeah, it is slightly different. And I think that's a good change. It was a little unfair on the old map, I think.
It was a bit OP for the Purloin.
I agree. So Slappy Davis is going to try to visit center statues here. 149 left. Does get a fingerprint off of it.
Not going to be able to get all 3 unless he waits for General to leave, which might look a bit fishy.
Should be able to do that. It doesn't look like Magician has too much heat on the people at statues right now. Looks more concerned with guarding the Amba, although his eyes could be elsewhere. Does not get all 3 inspects to Slappy, but does get a highlight.
Yeah, maybe he was goading the people at statue. But 2.5 minutes, and he's got a fingerprint.
That's right.
Oh, it's sorry,
so,
2.5
yeah,
minutes.
I mean, if Amba visits a statue, and speak of the devil, Amba goes right to a statue. So this has got to be really tempting for Slappy here.
The question is, will he make much of that highlights?
It's going to be really tempting to shoot if he goes for this combination fingerprint statue. Goes for a flirt there. I'm not sure that's the right... Well, I mean, he might just be picking up flirt because why not while you wait for them to get out of that conversation. Now is the time to go, if you're going to go.
Almost
Not
30
going.
seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. We're going to have the old beep, beep, beep. Oh, bug is a possibility here. Rocker walks by. Doesn't take advantage of that cover to do the bug. What's the choice going to be here from Slappy? He's going to have to do something pretty quick here. Going to finish in specs, but if you're going to go to side statues, why not go to the one that has fingerprint available on it?
Maybe he's going to try and rush bug at the end. I don't know.
That's the only thing that he has the time for at this point. He does only have about... And he's going to die anyway. Yeah, just for that second statue visit. So probably dead either way there. I think he needed to go to statues a little bit earlier. Killed a little too much time there at the end before going for the throat.
Yeah,
so,
Slappy might have been a bit paranoid about the suspicion from the laser over him that he might have been highlight. He might have not wanted to risk going to a fingerprintable statue, but at that point it kind of seems like he didn't have a backup plan in mind.
I agree, or maybe he just thought he was gonna get shot if he went to side statues earlier as well as later. But I don't know. Yeah. I feel like he had to do something there just a little bit earlier. All right, we will move on then with the score tied 1-1 to Courtyard 2, any 4 of 7. Magician starting as the spy. He is red plaid. And if you're set We will go
Yep,
in 3. Yep.
You when you are.
3, 2, 1, go.
And it is easy to underestimate how much harder just taking off that one mission option for the spy is for New Art Ballroom. Like A48 versus A47. A47 is I find at least a bit harder.
Yeah.
For spy.
A47 does give you a lot of options. Rushes the swap, but the sniper almost always sees the statues on Turing's right. So and the twitch into the convo, but did it while the sniper was on the other side, so gets away with it. I'm not sure Slappy knows the statues have been swapped. Might have memorized a little late there.
Yeah, I think those 2 highlights were just for inspect.
Yeah. I mean, if you get the hardtail done on Courtyard 2, you're usually home free here. Just needs to get double agent done and finish up that flirt to win. Magician saying in chat that swap was a misclick.
Might be in danger of 4 flirt. But he probably have time. He's got 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's got all the time in the world. Swap is done. Inspect is done. Can pick up the DA basically whenever you want on Courtyard 2. Sometimes the DA is out of conversation, but most of the time they're going to be available. Could do it right now if he wants to. But Slappy's working hard getting lowlights here. I think it's mostly cast, though. Yeah, it does have 1 party goer. No, 2 party goer lowlights. 3 party goer lowlights now.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Oh yeah, 3.
And that's pretty good. That's pretty good for no BB. We're just going to pick up flirt number 2 here. Really needs a green at some point to get the 3 flirt, but instead the seduction target leaves at the exact instant the flirt was going to complete. That's rough. Needs to get on his horse now. We got about a minute left. And
I need to risk doing a bug.
Yeah, bug is a possibility, although you hate having to do a bug. Oh man, we need to twitch over closer to the seduction target if the laser goes around, I think. No, white test, but so he needs a green on the last one to finish seduce with 1 more. Man, so I'm not sure. I think you have to run over to the DA right now.
That looks like his plan.
Yeah, indeed. And then you come back, try to green it as soon as you can, and give yourself as much room as possible if you don't green it to walk away and try to turn around flirt.
Okay. Highlight on blue suit entering that SDA. Maybe he won't take too much heat for being in that class.
Oh,
yes.
But the wrong shot. That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely right. You are there. So Slappy takes the wrong shot, and Magician wins our first spy game of the match, up 2-1 now.
Well done by Magician, keeping his cool.
Yeah, Twitch flirting, for those of you who don't know, the way flirting used to work was if you're in conversation with your seduction target, you'd do the flirt, and you wouldn't be able to flirt again until either you or the seduction target had left the area. So you'd have to leave the conversation circle or have your seduction target leave the conversation circle. But there was a little, I don't know if you want to call it an exploit or whatever, you could just twitch a little bit out of the conversation circle and then twitch right back in. And no matter how little the amount of time is that you're out of the conversation circle, it's still counted. So you could do a little jitter movement to reset the flirt timer. Or it wasn't a timer back then. Reset the flirt and get another quick flirt off at the cost of a very, very small hardtail. And to defeat that, Checker set it to the current system, which has a cooldown timer, which drains faster depending on your distance from the seduction target.
And I do like that feature. There's debate in the community at the moment as to it being too hard of a thing to catch as sniper, and players thinking that makes it less interesting.
Yeah, I think it's mostly a debate that's relevant to the smaller maps where flirt is a mission you have to guard, such as on Balcony 2-3, Modern 2-3, things like that. But it is an interesting debate, and it could go in a bunch of different directions. So,
to be fair though, in Checker the Designer's Defense, we haven't yet tried the obvious thing, which is just to tweak how long the reset timer is, and that may fix it quite easily.
Although the one thing that concerns me about just tweaking the reset timer is that it's essentially a nerf to. It's essentially a nerf to spy, which is not exactly what we need right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, we're on the next game now. Slappy Davis is the spy. Magician is the sniper, and we're ready to go here in 3, 2, 1, go.
got the statues memorized.
Indeed, he does. Going to pick up an early flirt here, it looks like. Will Slappy. And gets the green, 51% in line for the 2 flirt.
And the end of red.
The fake BB, interesting call.
Doesn't look like Magician's going to bite on it. Oh no, he did bite on it, but not quite in the way that Slappy had hoped. No, he did get a low light there as part of all that.
He got low lit.
Yeah,
He
so
kept highlight snaps though, I guess because snaps was talking. He thought, well, it could be a white test. Keep it open as an option.
indeed. So I don't know if Magician can come back from that. I'm not sure what Magician's capability is, basically, of recovering from low lights.
And the end of red.
Now the real BB comes off, and so now when you assume
Well,
that it's
rule out
real
the
and you hear the
previous
second one, you have a little moment where you're like, well, crap. Because it's really hard to bring people back up. But we'll see how Magician reacts.
Yeah, this might be incriminating of Blue Danger because he was in that convo for both potential BBs.
Although usually that'd be a reason not to suspect someone. It's not usual to do 2 potentially real BBs. Although
Yeah.
he might think that, he thinks that's the suspected double agent and not the real double agent, so we'll see.
And that may be reason for not bringing Slappy back from the low light.
Yeah, I think Slappy's in the clear here as long as he finishes. Yeah,
Yeah.
green
Yep.
test timeout on top of it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, back to having plenty of time. Now the sniper's clock is going to start to slow down off that green test time ad. Magician, nice. Whoa, that briefcase cancel was actually a little bit sloppy. What is Magician going to do here? Or Slappy going to do here, I wonder?
He's got a minute 30, but he's still got 3 missions left to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the win in hand. Oh, straight up to highlight.
Whoa!
So maybe now Magician thinking, I'm going to bring people back up. And red test swap, oh no. Did Magician... But he's still alive. Shockingly, I think Magician was looking
He's
at
alive
something else.
now, but there's a lot of lowlights. So maybe he saw the swap, but
There's the shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
now he's sure.
there's the shot.
Yeah, he's probably just deliberating.
Man, Slappy, maybe not the right choice there to swap. Burned a lot of time.
Yeah, it was strange. He left on his ST entering the convo. Maybe he already had. Yeah. It looks like he was planning to exit just as his ST was entering the conversation. It's gotta suck.
Yeah, rough game there for Slappy. I like he really burned Magician on the fake DA there, but then just didn't capitalize on it in quite the right way, I think. Should have just gone for it a little bit more, I think, or at least finished the flirts and given himself some more options. He burned a lot of time doing the double agent. He burned a lot of time doing nothing after that. He did get the red test flirt, which didn't help. I like the time ad, but then going for inspect swap with, a minute 21 left to go, and that's not going to win you the game right away. That's not, I'm sure, the right choice.
Yeah. It's interesting to note. I feel like Magician had a really good comeback here, where he figured out that he's got so much of the party low lit. That he more than likely has the spy low lit, and so now he's going, okay,
I'm going to bring people back one by one. Yeah, exactly.
I need to start bringing people back. So
I like that reaction a lot. I think that's the correct response, and I think that won Magician the game in this case. So he's up 3-1 now, and we're on to a new map, and that map will be High Rise, any 3 of 5. With Magician starting as the spy, cutting the usual hard tells, microfilm, swap, purloin. So soft tells and bug it is on High Rise 3 of 5. Pretty standard stuff here. In 3, 2, 1, go. And this is a very interesting game type in that you have, you can complete nothing but soft tells if you want.
Yeah.
But that's actually very suspicious looking on this small map.
Yeah, bug is an opportunity, but not a necessity.
You do get a lot more options if you can pull the bug off on this map. 3 soft tells is pretty difficult to do on this map without accumulating a pretty high amount of suspicion. And if you can get that bug off and not be seen, it really helps you.
And it can especially be dependent upon what the movement of the other partygoers are. Like, particularly on High Rise, with only 10 guests, it can be quite hard to get away with inspect, because more often than not, guests aren't going to go to multiple statues.
Yeah, and contrarily, if you're the sniper and you have a guest go to center statues, you know, it's very hard not to put a lot of suspicion on them. So partygoers and what they do here is a very big part of this map, almost as much as, even more so perhaps, than balcony.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So we're in convo with the DA. We red
Oh,
tested
that's
another
tough.
flirt there. Yeah, a lot of red test flirts here. Kind of needed that one a little bit.
Magician needs a drink to settle his nerves.
TD takes one. Does get a fingerprint off that drink, which is why I presume he grabbed that. So half a fingerprint done. Seduce at 29%. We would really be in a little bit better position if we had that second flirt, especially if it was green. Excuse me. So Magician now with some difficult choices to make. Can't get that BB anymore. Probably going to look to pick up this briefcase, I would assume. No, the DA comes back to us. So maybe a good time to DA once Pearls gets into conversation here. Assuming that's where she's going. Yes, it is. I would DA right now. Only one person out of only one person out of conversation. It doesn't get any better than that. But instead, he walks away, going to pick up another flirt.
The flirt instead.
We're running a little low on time here. Never did get that briefcase, so not going to get the fingerprint off of that most likely.
Yeah, I feel like if Tobo were here, he'd be losing his shit over the timer.
Yeah, we're down to about 1 minute. Now, that said, it is 3 of 5. He does have 2 missions almost done, and he can very quickly pick up a bug or a DA, so not necessarily in terrible shape here, but does need to move a little faster than he's moving. DA gonna not cooperate right now, and I really feel that not getting the DA earlier was a big mistake. I mean, if you have a DA available on this map and there's only one person out of conversation, you take it most of the time.
Yeah. Okay,
And
maybe he's going to fingerprint the book.
I mean, possibly, but even even after that, I mean, Seduce is still there.
Hey.
It's going to be a fake BB. It's got to be a wrong shot by Slappy for him to lose. And Slappy just low-lighting people. Yeah, if he doesn't shoot someone here, he'll be fine. Gonna watch what General does. If General goes to statues or something, this could be really bad. But no, he's going to go to bookcase, so I think Slappy's going to win this one, no problem.
Yeah, because he knows that General hasn't gotten a previous fingerprint.
Yes,
oh no,
exactly.
maybe he doesn't.
No, he's fine.
Wow.
But it was going to be after 10 seconds anyway, so he can afford to wait. So Slappy picks up the win there, and Magician just not fast enough, I feel. Would have liked to see that DA come off when he had the chance, and just a little bit faster on the flirts. Maybe pick up that briefcase, since he got the first fingerprint without touching a briefcase. Magician saying he's going for the frame there, and I respect it, but you do put yourself at the mercy of the capricious AIs when you try to frame on this particular map, more so than usual, I think. So Slappy picks it up, 3-2, and Magician now has to snipe on High Rise 3 of 5 to prevent Slappy from tying it up. And Slappy will be, oh, it is the ever dangerous Papa Danger here on the left side of the screen and on the left side of the map in 3, 2, 1, go. And the reason, if you don't know, that we say that Papa Danger here is extremely dangerous is that his cane is actually very advanced spy technology, which allows him to bug almost invisibly if he walks by the AMBA on the cane side. So anytime that cane passes on by the AMBA, you have to be really concerned as the sniper, even if you're looking right at it, because those bugs are near invisible.
Yeah, it's hard to spot, but you can kind of see it from him raising his hand a bit, like his wrist sort of goes lower. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like if you looked at frame by frame, you could sort of pick out some things to look for.
Yeah, there's definitely an animation. It's just very, very subtle.
Yeah. Looks like 2 highlights for Inspect. Not sure how much of that Magician will make.
He'll make a lot of it if he goes back to statues, I think.
Taft was highlight and returned to a statue. Was he in statue before? What was he highlight for?
I'm not sure. Oh, is it ST going to come to us, or is she going to bookcase? She's going to bookcase. Or no, she's going to the window. She's in the plant.
Yeah, concealed in her leopard skin jacket.
Yep, the
Perfectly
leopard
blending
camouflage within the camouflage of the plant.
Gonna follow her to bookshelf.
It looks like we are going to do so. Gonna wisely flirt while the drink is being gulped. It does choose to gulp. And we're gonna get a book,
Yeah,
which is pretty innocent.
Will there's something I actually forgot. Will guests take 2 sips at a bookshelf?
No, they will not.
No, okay, so they can only...
Yeah, they won't even pass to a bookshelf unless they only have 1 sip left.
Gotcha.
And so we're killing time by reading a book at the window, which does lose heat, but on this map and against this sniper, I'm not sure that's the right choice. I don't think Magician is going to bring him down based on this.
Maybe he learned some secret spy knowledge from reading the book.
Potentially. So Slappy with Inspect at 1, Seduce at 2/3. Needs to do one of the mission. Looks like that's going to be Banana Bread. It is a good time to Banana Bread. It's a very good time to Banana Bread. Only 1 person out of conversation. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, we're taking another drink. I'm so bad at this game. I'm not even keeping track of whether the drinks are fingerprintable.
It's hard to tell even when you're playing.
Yeah. ST comes back. Nice.
Banana bread.
That's a
interesting
slight...
call. Maybe framing the ST.
Maybe. It's a slightly worse Banana Bread overall than he had immediately available. But does get the ST talking while he Banana Breads. Gets the flirt done now. I don't think he can inspect.
I'm thinking maybe Slappy Davis saw that that Rocket Chick was highlight for statues, and so he wanted to make sure that highlight suspects were in convo during the BB.
I think I'd be very tempted to try a cane bug here. I don't know what he's going for. He's just going to walk to windows and hope for a wrong shot, I guess. Doesn't look very likely, though. Oh, it's going to be a time ad.
Whoa!
I'm not sure that's going to work.
No one at window.
He's gonna check his watch again just for fun, I suppose. So, yes, indeed, Magician does win that game. 4-2 now as they split the high-rise set. A little bit too much inactivity, I think, from both spies there. I mean, you need to play this game mode a little more aggressively. It's 35 softtels. Yeah, just long stretches of nothing there a lot of the time.
Yeah, I liked the idea of waiting for ST to enter convo. I'm assuming he suspected she was highlight, but you're certainly right that doing so burnt a lot of time. He only had 10 seconds afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's like putting yourself a little too much at the mercy of the AIs and what you think the sniper thinks of the AIs, more importantly. On we go to pan up. Magician gets 2 game points before the draw occurs. So we will see if he can win either of these pan up games here. He starts as the spy in 3, 2, 1, go.
And I'm starting to get apprehensive about playing Magician this week. I've forgotten how good of a player he is. He can be patient as sniper. He can be really patient.
A few things about his sniper game are very familiar to me. Like they're things that feel right to me. Like the way he treats Inspect, for instance, is really good feeling to me. And that's how I treat it.
He knows like how common it is.
Yes. Steals the book away. I think he might have been seen though.
What little skip there?
Yeah,
2
I got
skips.
the same thing.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Maybe Chris added a sprint button.
I expected we were going to see a DA here. But he's been silent so far. Maybe waiting to just DA, trying to time it to do DA and then dump the book off, perhaps. Gets a low lit.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. I don't know why that is.
Maybe,
don't know why that is at all.
but not contacting?
Potentially, but that's a very strange low light. I mean,
That's
people who walk into convo with someone with a yellow arrow over their head and then don't DA is a very long list of people, so I don't think that can be it.
I don't know. I mean,
Magician killing a lot of time.
Yeah, it can be a tempting gambit sometimes when you don't have many leads. You just want to go, okay, I think that's not something the spy would do, and so I'm going to low
Yeah,
light.
what are the chances that I'm low lighting the
Want to
wrong
narrow
person on
things down.
Panopticon, right?
Yeah.
So, Magician finally finishes his first mission and has a low light, but there's only 2 minutes left. He's got to do 4 more missions, and they're going to have to be pretty fast. Going to pick up Bug right here? No, had the chance to pick up Bug right there. May or may not have been seen.
Yeah, he may be worried that it was a highlight, but with only 2 minutes left, he's got to rush regardless of whether it's a highlight.
Green Seduce will help. Not sure what he's going to try to Bug. Wait, man, what is that path?
Maybe he was hoping for ST to walk into that combo.
Maybe, but then we'd still have to wait out a long time. A minute 30 left to go now. 90 seconds to do essentially 3.5 missions.
Laser was guarding the guest list, so he...
Magician's saying in chat that he thinks he's Hylet at this point, which is why the inactivity, so that does explain it. Banana Bread Dunn coughs off of leaving the CC. That's very interesting. I'm not sure if he saw it, though.
Comes to highlight from low light. So I feel like he thinks he's seen it, but he's just gonna wait.
Yeah, he's just gonna confirm now. So we'll see if Slappy can win now. Pretty sure he's going to.
Yeah, the Magician. Green swap.
It's gonna be green swap inspect. Well, if he can pick up the flirt, he might be okay.
Yes, Slap.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, Slappy's all over it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw the cough.
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he knew that. Okay, no, he like glanced across. Did he even see him at statue?
Not until the end there. If you're talking about just now.
Yeah. So he like. Whoa, very impressive.
Banana bread.
Oh wait, sorry, I was I was looking at it.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, he definitely saw the cough. Definitely saw it. All right, so 3-2 now, and it is Slappy's turn to spy on Pan-Up, and it will be any 5 of 8 here. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, yeah, so he saw him at statues in his periphery, then moved around and then checked back and was like, okay, he's been there long enough to get inspect. I need to make this call.
Slappy with the opportunity to run away with the blue book and not be seen does so, but I don't think he quite did it completely clean. Not going to try for the bow. Amba almost tried to give us a bug there. Slappy reading a book alone in conversation, not quite behind the pillar, so can't really do the old cheesy behind the pillar manual transfer.
I've been worth the risk. I mean, it's darting back and forth.
Just going to idle again. A lot of slow play from these players right now.
Yeah, which if they're paying attention to each other's patterns, then we'll get very patient snipers knowing that the spy, or suspecting that the spy is not going to be doing much.
Yeah, although Panopticon, it's a map where usually you're not going to be thinking too much about... does get highlight for perhaps the book going in and Magician not knowing where it's from. I was about to say, Panop not usually a map where you're going to slow play much or even try to pick up on a slow play. Just because it's a map where slow play isn't very strong, Sniper's not really going to be low lighting for an activity on Panopticon with so many cast members. So we're going to go to a side statue, pick up 2 inspects right here. We have microfilm done now, although we apparently got highlight for it, and now we'll have 2 inspects done as well. With about 2 minutes 30 left to go, so we are in a reasonable amount of time here.
Yeah, I guess that depends on how suspicious the other highlights are. That can be the thing. You might have like one particular highlight. Whoa, we missed a pad.
Just straight up missed a pad there.
Yeah, that can be the tough thing as a sniper, especially on a map as large as Panopticon. You have lots of suspects, and you highlight one of them for something particularly egregious. You can just forget about it half a game later, if they blend into your other group of highlights. There are other things to track.
Yeah, it's a map where you can lose heat, certainly more than usual.
Let's stop talk.
Yeah, he goes back to books again to lose some heat, but it's not really doing much for him. Now he's down to 90 seconds and hasn't really made much progress in the last minute or so. Gonna go to books again, and this will let him pick up a flirt, but it's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah, so
White tests it too. Yeah.
then Seduce and Inspect, but he'll still need 2 missions.
And it's not going to take 0 amount of time to do Seduce or Inspect. Probably BB. No, the double agent's out in the bookcase right now. It's just a mess right now for Slappy.
It's down to 60.
White test time ad. I think that's the way to go. Oh, except Magician sees it. Yeah, I think a time ad was the good call there, given how much time had been burned. But Magician just had the scan going, was able to catch the time ad very well there. And so Magician is your winner, 5-2. Shooting off the time ad, excuse me, 5-3, not 5-2. And very good stuff there from Magician at the end. Instant shot off the time ad, which is a difficult thing to shoot for on Panopticon.
Mm. So I'm wondering now whether he had a lot of attention on Slappy for the transfer.
Yeah, Magician's saying that he saw the flirt stop talk at the start and the blue book being put away. Just then was also a big issue, apparently, says Magician.
And he was on top of it.
Magician is your winner and doing very, very well in our penultimate league, the Platinum League, is Magician. So he continues his stampede. Dealing with Slappy Davis in a very close set there. And we will load up our next set here in just a moment.
And what will that be?
What will that be indeed? Let me go back and see which ones remain here. I believe we have 2 left to do. Ah, yes. Next up, we are going to have Cameraman versus Elvis Snake.
Alright.
And we will start with Elvis Snake. I don't believe we've cast any Cameraman games yet on SCL, or even any Cameraman games, period, on any competitive event. So this should be interesting to see. I do not know a lot about Cameraman. I don't know when Cameraman joined. I do know a lot about Elvis Snake. Elvis Snake, a longtime member of the community. Cameraman, I believe, has been around for a while, from what I can tell of my own knowledge. But is seated up here in Silver League with Elvis Snake. Not someone I've played a lot, not someone I know a lot about. So we will see how he does. Any thoughts, Sharper?
Yeah, I've played him semi-regularly. He's a very good, capable player. Very, yeah, I've played him regularly, but don't have anything in particular to say. It's, sorry, cameraman, just coming off the top of my head. But he's certainly someone who can dish it out. He's a competent player.
Very nice.
Sorry,
he's in chat right now, and we're like, we don't really know.
I feel bad,
anything
cameraman.
about it.
I'm sorry. I wish I had something more definite to say besides I think you are good.
Well, we are about to learn about him here. He is going to take on
Yes.
Elvis Snake here, and the
Show
match,
us your moves.
Yeah, the match is going to be pub any 3 of 5. Elvis Snake will start as the spy, and he is the queen, and he's cutting swap and fingerprint. Interestingly, fingerprint usually a mission that you want to leave on this map. Although, what do you cut if not fingerprint? I suppose. Purloin not usually a good choice to cut here, just because it demands so much attention from the sniper. So we'll see what happens here. Swap and fingerprint may be good cuts. Definitely swap it. You always want to cut. But after that, it is kind of player's choice, I think. And we'll go here in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, it's interesting the difference in guarding Purloin between pub and crowded pub. Those
It's a
extra 10
huge
people
difference.
make
Yeah.
it so much harder to guard Purloin.
Yeah, we don't even allow crowded pub 3 of 5, even though we allow pub 3 of 5, just because it's so nasty. All those people.
So wait, do you allow crowded pub like any 4 of 7?
I believe the choices are 4 of 7 and I want to. No, it's a weird one, and 3 of 4 is the other choice. Oh, yeah, easy bug there for Elvis. Yeah, very nicely done.
Very pretty.
Yeah, sometimes the AMBA just gives you a free bug, and you got to be quick on the draw to take advantage of it. Elvis does a great job there, gets a free bug. Inspect is done. Could do a double agent, although it's not super ideal. Does get it done. Yeah, there it is. And
Yeah, it
it's
looks
a
like
tough
Cameraman
shot
is
to
ready
take.
to
Tough
do it.
shot to take for Cameraman right here. Had to have
Yeah,
seen the bug
I-
and did not see it. So yeah, it'll be Elvis Snake will strike first, 1-0.
Yeah, any 3 of 5, getting that bug in can, as you said, can pretty much win you the game, assuming nothing terrible happens subsequently.
Yeah, one more look at that very nice bug here.
That was so pretty.
Yeah, he's going to walk back through the door, and the Amba's just going to walk back at the exact same time. Turns right into it. Let's see how visible it was to the sniper here. Actually, let's look at the actual sniper view first. Yeah, that would have been tough to see at all. And let's see if we can give ourselves like an idealized sniper view. If we knew this bug was coming and we were trying to see it, how well could we have done here? We want about this angle. Yeah, we could have seen the beginning of it a little bit and maybe the end of it a little bit. But my goodness, that was a really, really nice bug by Elvis Snake to win that game. And he will take the lead 1-0 to start. And next up, we're going to have Cameraman spying on Pub as Pearls. Here inside the pub proper in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, having a good clean bug like that can use really good forward momentum for the rest of the match.
Yeah, especially on 3 of 5 where it's such a devastating mission to complete.
Yes.
Now, Elvis Snake was queen last game, and aside from Papa Danger, oh, that's an aggressive bug at a 45-degree angle.
It looks like we're lit for it.
Yeah, definitely
Not
lit
sure
for
if you
it.
saw or just suspected by the path that it could be done.
Yeah, that was a very, very aggressive path. Not a flat path at all, just went straight for the Amba there. But he's not dead, so he might have tried to be timing something there, been looking at the laser.
Not dead, but I mean, Snake highlighting for an early BB. He, if he's a major suspect, then he's going to be watching him for subsequent missions.
Yeah, I like the way Cameraman is playing this here. I don't think you go for the BB into the soft tail. I think you flirt, and if you BB, you do it later.
Yeah.
Because if you DA right now, you just got highlight for doing the bug. He's gonna, if you white test, God forbid, there's not a lot of people out inside conversation right now, relatively speaking. Elvis Snake can be pretty sure that that conversation on the right is going to be the one where the BB emanated from. And lo and behold, there's a highlight in there, and it's going to be pretty messy. So I like the way Cameraman's playing this, just taking it nice and slow. Not sure what he's going to go for here. He chose to cut Purloin, interestingly, so Fingerprint is available. Going all the way over to the end. Are we going to see a time ad? No, just an innocent watch check. I like this play a lot. We're just killing time in a good way, and now he's going to get back to business, I think, going to go pick up another flirt. Or maybe going to be going for the bug here. No, it's going to be the inspect. And so
Yeah,
now
if your
this
white
is...
threat taking any long walk is killing time.
Oh, Elvis Snake took the safety off. I was going to say, this is where the game's probably going to be won or lost. If Elvis Snake has enough confidence that that's the spy to take a shot after he walks back in and talks one more time, I think that's going to be the determiner. Knows he's not done yet since he hasn't lost the game, but he is going to be watching Cameraman very closely.
Yeah, it feels like Elvis Snake is tunneling by this point. This is going to be hard for Cameraman to pull off. Maybe a fake BB would divert attention if he sees the DA go into another conversation circle. But currently it's just this one conversation full of people.
Yeah, it'd be hard to do a fake DA right here because the conversation circle's so full.
He does have a minute left.
So Seduce at 62%. We need a min-range green, and the wrong shot comes off. The wrong shot comes off. I thought for sure Elvis Snake had that one. Let's see. So why did we pick up a highlight here? It looks like for potential bug path. I'm not sure what else he thought he could do. Did he go to statues? Yes, he did. So Andrew Ryan there actually took a very, very similar kind of match arc compared to Pearls. There was an inspect, there was probably some flirts, and a maybe bug kind of thing. So
that slow playing by Cameraman might have saved him.
Yeah, that time maybe if Cameraman walks right into that conversation and talks right away, he gets shot instead of Andrew Ryan. So yeah, the slow play there saving Cameraman, and it is 1-1 coming out of pub.
Yeah, as we were saying, Cameraman good player does is he.
Grammar has occurred, as Toba would say.
Grammar does good.
And we are.
Yeah, I've been trying to practice a bit of Japanese, and learning that you basically have to like break
Reverse
your English
all
grammar
your
to
grammar
get
rules.
the
Yeah.
handle of theirs.
Exactly. All right, we're on to Panopticon, and it will be Elvis Snake as the spy in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that's tempting.
Oh.
That's tempting. He's looking right at it. Oh, he does it right in front of him.
No.
Oh, he does it right in front of him. Did cameraman see it? The camera was in
I
motion.
missed it.
The camera was in motion. I'm not sure cameraman saw it. He did get highlight.
The camera saw it, but did the man?
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Elvis Snake gonna pick up a flirt now, but oh man, I think cameraman saw that. The arm was fully extended.
That's one of the interesting subtle differences that's easy to forget with Panop is because you're moving the camera with your mouse, you're whipping around a lot, and during that motion period, you're much less likely to catch stuff. Whereas on most maps, you're like moving.
You're panning the camera, not moving the camera itself. Yeah.
And so you're moving at a slower rate, so you can. So.
Yeah, we're gonna try to microfilm here, but yeah,
No,
cameraman's all over it. He's all over it. Yeah, I think he saw the bug, or at least thought he did. So that will be 2-1 cameraman, and not a lot to say about that one. That bug was a little bit questionable, I think. Needed to time that a little bit better, maybe. Either that or cameraman just doing a really good job. Yeah, I think he predicted that cameraman was going to look to the right a little bit earlier than cameraman actually did, and that was what lost that game, I think. So cameraman with the lead. Go ahead.
I like cameraman's camera movement. He very much tried to not give away that he saw it, moving his laser around the rest of the room.
Yes, indeed. He immediately looked away from a bug that he was pretty sure he saw, which is very nice.
Yeah, so smart play. Kept me guessing. I don't know. Were you guessing on that one, or did you feel confident?
No, cameraman saying in chat that he 100% saw the bug and was just confirming.
Okay.
Hello, Checker's friend. Checker is a good game developer, and we all love him very much. All right, we are moving on to the second Panopticon game. Cameraman is the spy, and he's going to get a chance for an early bug here, maybe, in 3, 2, 1, go. Not quite going to walk away.
Again. I always wonder if that throws off a sniper if the spy has been shot as a particular character, and then you pick that same character.
Oh goodness! Yeah, I try not to think about that at all. Very rarely, I will intentionally pick my cast as a spy, but I will take great pains to do it quickly and try not to let the sniper know that I picked my cast. And when you pick your cast, you usually are going to do it for terrain reasons. Like I want to block a swap with this, so I'm going to pick a fat character. You know, I want to be Papa Danger because Papa Danger. I want to be a twin and assign a twin to be the ST or something like that. So those kind of options are available.
There is a little bit more consideration in new art, like character movement speed or
yes.
how iconic the head is if it's turning for transfer.
Cameraman taking it very slow to start here. One flirt into side statues. Does not get highlight for visiting statues, I don't think. Gonna pick up another flirt here right now. It's gonna be white, but it's not gonna matter. Gonna be a range for the 3 flirt either way.
Nice soft start. Still got 2.5 minutes.
What's it gonna be? Could go straight to another statue here. No, we're just gonna kill some time, it looks like.
Is the DA gonna enter? Oh, it's suspect DA.
Yeah, that's not the real DA.
So it would be bad to do a fake PB at this
who's
point.
the real DA? Oh, it's Danger Brother over there. I believe Twin Meta has come into play at least once during the SCL, where twins did indeed get confused, and that caused a win to occur. Not sure what Cameraman's doing now. Is behind a pillar. Maybe wants to purloin. Does purloin, but isn't quite behind the pillar as much as he thinks. Nevertheless, Elvis Snake not looking, so he's going to get away with it. Runs away with the drink. Going to go somewhere and gulp
It looks like Sniper isn't paying attention to it.
Yeah, now Elvis Snake sees it, but now it's a little late.
Gulp. Is he gonna gulp?
There's the gulp, and he's not going to be seen with the drink at all. And Elvis Snake's going to guess who did the purloin. He guesses wrong, thinking it was Banana Man. So Cameraman going to go up now. 3, 2, 1. So let's take a look at this positioning real quick. So this is kind of an interesting thing. So if we look at this from our perspective here as the spy, it kind of looks like we're behind the pillar, but if you look straight to the sniper, you can see that that cover's just not there. We need to be about halfway between where we are and where Yellow Danger is to get that fully covered. As you can see from the sniper side, it's pretty visible. If we had been guarding this as the sniper and just staring this down, would have been a pretty easy shot to take, I think. So I'm not sure if that was intentional, trying to hide behind the pillar, but just a little bit off. In any case, it does not matter. Elvis Snake moving the camera elsewhere. So, yeah.
It can be interestingly counterintuitive if you're in some optimal position of being hidden. That can like set off the sniper's alarm bells. Whereas if you're somewhere where it's like, oh, they're not that hidden, I don't need to pay attention to this, and then they move elsewhere.
That's certainly a consideration as well. Yeah.
Very, very risky, and often doesn't work because the sniper's guarding Purloin, but sometimes.
All right.
Anywho,
we are on to Veranda. And it's going to be Elvis Snake as snaps here on the left side in 3, 2, 1, go.
Low lighting the suspect D8s.
Easy flirt here. Just nice slow start. Recheck the drink. What do we want to do? We're in an empty CC, so we're going to have to go somewhere here pretty soon. Going to go to either statues or bookcase here. It's going to be statues, and we're not seen. And cameraman is not rotating the laser, so maybe the opportunity to get away with a clean swap here. Oh, no, he is spotted. So if cameraman does catch that swap, he will probably remember who was there at this point.
I feel like Banana Man's attention was caught by...
Banana Man?
I feel like Cameraman's attention was caught by Banana Suit, because he made this very odd little twirl entrance into a CC.
Oh,
and
so he dodged over to look?
So I feel like that's where his attention was at the time.
I don't think he's seen the swap. Now he's seen the swap.
Ooh, okay, maybe that'll cause him to low light Banana Man.
Nope, he knows who did it. Yeah,
Whoa,
he knows,
okay,
he knows just
watching.
fine who did it. Yep. That's regrettable. Unlucky there for Elvis Snake. I feel like he made the right play. Just got a little unlucky there. What can you say? Cameraman did a good job remembering exactly who was at that statue, though. That's good camping. So yeah, just one of those games for Elvis Snake. Not a lot you can do in a situation like that. Tried to take advantage of the hand he was dealt there, and did a good job of doing so. Just got busted that time through really no fault of his own, it sounds like. So 4-1, 3 game points now to Cameraman. And he will get his first chance to do so as Spy on Veranda in 3, 2, 1, go. Vash the Stamped pointing out that Snaps died in that last match, therefore Cameraman killed the Cameraman.
Well put.
Red dress at red bookcase. What are we going to do? We're going to try for the old cheese swap here. Straight red to green. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Does Elvis see it? No, Elvis not keeping track of it. So we get the cheese done just fine. Very delicious cheese at that, and we have a mission done.
I mean, I know it felt like Elvis Snake had positioned the camera such that he could see who was at bookshelf.
He certainly could have.
Maybe he's trying not to give away how much he knows.
Oh, it's going to be white purloin. How much does Elvis see? I don't think he's seen the list yet. Cameraman gulps the drink. We're just doing all the hardtails right now, but it is Veranda. Now Elvis sees it. Banana bread about to come off. And will Elvis take a shot? Should probably start picking up lowlights here rather than wondering about who to shoot. If the game's going to go on at all, you're going to want those lowlights. Is going to get aggressive lowlights now. It's a very good number of them. Yeah. Could probably lowlight green polka dots. Yeah, there it is.
Old, very accurate lowlights.
Yeah, very nice lowlights there by Elvis, and actually not in terrible shape despite missing the proline and the microfilm.
Still no highlight on red though, which is interesting.
She's done a lot of stuff too.
Perhaps I was wrong about him seeing the transfer.
The strength here for Elvis Snake is that he did get a lot of very accurate lowlights, and a lot of the party is now lowlit, but the problem is that he just doesn't have any suspicion on cameraman himself. But how is he going to win? So I don't think he was seen at statues the first time, or at the very least he wasn't highlit for it. So
yeah,
you
I
could
think
expect...
all the other highlights are for statue visits, so not sure how much he'll make of those.
He hasn't started seducing yet, and he has a little bit under 2 minutes, so it'd be a little bit difficult. Now he's highlight. It'd be a little bit difficult to do seduce. Fingerprint's going to be pretty situational, so bug or swap, that's still more hardtails. What's it going to be?
I don't know, man.
Could bug here. No, going to walk well clear. What's he going to do? He's going to go for a swap, perhaps. And Elf Snake with a safety off on red plaid. Not sure what he did. Maybe just a suspect from all the hardtails that got done. Takes the wrong shot, and your winner will be Cameraman, 5-1.
Very well played by Cameraman.
Yeah, very well played indeed. 5-1 is a big scoreline, and although a lot of those games could have gone either way, for sure, and a couple of them were very twist of fate kind of stuff, if it happens over and over and over again in one direction, that means you're doing something right. And Cameraman there with a very, very strong set against Elvis Snake. So that will be, I believe that's your bronze division match. And
Yeah, sure thing.
okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Alright. Everything okay?
Technical difficulty over there, in addition to over here, which is where the technical difficulties usually are. All right, so we're back, and our final match is going to be
Skanurf.
Skanurf, yes, SG Nerf versus Lieutenant Hummus is the other player.
Wait, it's not Lathumus?
Lathumus.
Very tasty lieutenant.
Yeah, the rig the rifle mission, I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, but it really interested me when I thought of it, so I had to post it. Alright, we're going to go to the splash screen. We're going to load up the SG Nerf versus Hummus set. And we're on Courtyard 2.
I'll be interested to see what the new art statue of Turing will look like. That'll be fun.
Yeah, no Gold League this week. Sorry, Kaikar. You had a really good set against Veranos, and Kleetos had a really good set against Scallions, but we're trying to keep it to 6. And that was just the one that didn't happen this week. 7 just feels a little too long. So I think we're going to try to keep it to 6. 6 matches cast each week in the future. So one league or another is going to get cut. All right, so SG Nerf starts as the spy here on Courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. Classic, no, not quite super classic Courtyard 2. We're cutting Purloin instead here. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Although you could call that very classic Courtyard 2 back when although no,
Well,
that-
ultra classic would be cutting fingerprint, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, aborted
Uh-oh.
the DA. Were we seen?
That may give a lot of lowlights.
I don't think we were seen.
Oh,
And Hummus is getting 0 lowlights.
well, he's got 1, but
Yeah,
that's it.
that's not nearly as many as you should have after a cough happens and you don't shoot.
Still, it might have the negative side effect of making SG Nerf a bit paranoid about how much he saw.
Yeah, it's possible. So far, neither player really doing much in the wake of this cough. SG Nerf just going to innocently take a drink. I mean, Hummus probably didn't get as many lowlights as he should, and SG Nerf probably thinks he's way more suspicious than he is.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of an icebreaker. Did an open path to window.
So now we're highlight. We have nothing done to this point. We're going to get inspects done right now, though. Hasn't really picked up any flirts at any point through the beginning part of this match, which is unfortunate. Inspect done now, though. What are we going to do next? We're going to try to bug? No, we're just going to walk out to the middle of the window.
Okay, maybe he suspected the highlight and is trying to look like he's idling.
Potentially, but, I mean, this is Courtyard 2. There is not a lot of time. Yeah, he's already down to 1 minute left. No, it's pointless to flirt at this point, I think, unless he can green this. He does green it, so maybe with the chance if he gets another green to finish that mission, needs to go do DA or something like that almost right away, perhaps. Yeah, there he goes.
It's tricky with Purloin cut and time running out. You have
Banana bread.
fewer options for missions you can get done
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, yeah. One of the virtues of Purloin is that you can get it done very fast. And that there, a double agent Purloin might have been good, but Hummus knows what's up. I think nothing really happening there with any of the AIs, and Hummus able to focus his attention very well, and picks up the shot there. So Hummus wins the first one as sniper on Courtyard 2, any 4 of 6.
Yeah, it's tougher for SG Nerf in that situation where there's just not a lot of activity. It's and especially then when you get a highlight, it's just hard to come back from that.
Yeah, the cough didn't help, although Hummus didn't really capitalize too much on it, but also what didn't help is like the 0 party goer activity, and everything SG Nerf did just kind of lit him up like a Christmas tree, it seemed like, in Hummus's mind. So Hummus did a very good job there, sniping once SG Nerf started to do stuff. And it will be Hummus's turn to spy here on Courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. He will be the general in 3, 2, 1, go. No, the last set didn't have Courtyard 2 or Balcony, I think. Oh, possible bug there, but still under AI control, so not going to happen.
Yeah, that can be tough when the AI pilots you in an incriminating path.
Banana bread.
That wasn't too
Really?
bad. That wasn't too bad at all. He just maybe lost the chance to pick up an early time of chaos bug. I'm just wisely getting a pretty good banana bread off there while he had the chance. Does get highlight for going to statues, perhaps, or maybe for the quick leave after the banana bread.
Yeah, I think it was just SG Nerf marking who couldn't be beat. But the problem now is he's got a lot of highlights, and so
Well, the
filtering
problem
is-
now is that I think he accidentally swapped. It doesn't get the second inspect. Doesn't get the second inspect. I wonder why. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he shot it there. Yeah, I'm
think
fairly
maybe he
certain
was
that
trying to
swap
rush
was
the
accidental
swap.
just because it happened immediately. Usually if you're going to swap, you want to do it near the end of your time at the statue so that you're not minimize the amount of time you're seeing. I think that was an accidental swap. Pretty sure.
Well, I was thinking maybe him leaving before the second inspector was he was trying to rush it and then leave before he was seen, maybe. But I'm not sure.
Perhaps. Yeah. Either way, SG Nerf gets the shot off of the swap there, I believe, and it is 1-1. Man, that's a difficult username there. Zawutukatez. That's my best guess. But yes, following the very recent pattern of liking Keep Talking Nobody Explodes and finding Lieutenant Hummus and thereby finding SpyParty. Alright, we are on to Sniper Cam here for Balcony 2-3. So following the apparent lots of balcony, lots of courtyard too this set. And it's going to be classic balcony here with fingerprint and purloin cut. Lieutenant Hummus will start as the spy in 3, 2, 1, go. It was an intentional swap. Hummus just trying to kill there. Well, the thing that made me think it was unintentional was that he then didn't complete inspects, which confused me. It made me think that maybe he just thought he needed to do 2 clicks to do inspects, and that he accidentally clicked swap for one of them. All right, now is the time to get a flirt.
ST parks right next to the amber. It's a highlight for it. Or perhaps that was for talking.
Yeah, the old Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes crossover. Easy as spy, not so easy as sniper, I think.
I'm curious how many people have sort of heard of SpyParty through Hummus.
A large number. I remember when that video on Reddit came out, Hummus had very, very, very high viewer counts. Pushing 500 people concurrent, I think. And Hummus was quick to talk about SpyParty because Hummus does love him some SpyParty, as we know. Alright, Banana Bread done, but we're one of 3 highlights, and there are 2 accurate... Oh, the safety comes off, and SG Nerf takes the wrong shot. I think just figuring that business suit was done there off the flirt. Yeah. So Hummus playing it slightly slower than business suit there was, and wins him the game as a result, I think.
Well, that's a highlight just after entering convoy. Maybe thought he could have bugged, and so after you hear a BB, that's a tough thing. If you have a suspect for bug and then you see them talking during BB, it's so hard to not shoot.
Yeah, I mean that's balcony, right? I mean it's really hard not to shoot if you have a highlighted suspect who's being active and talking and maybe did a BB. I mean if you don't shoot him, I mean who are you going to shoot? So yeah, Hummus got a good AI on his side there to take the shot for him, and also played it he was balcony. You don't want to go too fast, you don't want to go too slow, you want to go just right, and Hummus was just right. He was still completing missions, but he was doing it slightly slower than a suspicious AI.
Although, hang on, I kind of retract that because looking now at SG Nerf waits a good 20 seconds, so he would have known that he couldn't have been done yet. If he was tracking the time after the BB went off, because it was a good 20 seconds between then and him taking the shot.
Indeed. All right, we are moving on. Hummus is up 2-1 and has the chance to establish the first set lead here if he can win as sniper on balcony. In 3, 2, 1, go.
We have the ever popular orange dress.
Orange dress indeed. The most suspicious character in all of SpyParty. And therefore the least suspicious character in all of SpyParty, since it's all self-balancing. We maybe have Banana Bread available here. We're just going to flirt. We'd really like a green test BB at some point here. Maybe wait for the ammo to finish talking, wait for someone else to start. Wait for business suit to get in there. Now's the time for a BB. No, purple dress going to leave.
Highlight on white danger, not sure what that was for. Potential
just an early kind of spy-like talk, I think. There's Banana Bread. We do talk, so we might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I sure hope this is a good thing and not a bad thing.
So maybe a good time to chase here to Windows, and then we can wait at Windows for a bit and come back and flirt for the win, but instead we're going to sit in the convo. That's going to take a lot longer and actually look a little bit more suspicious, I think. Also, we're kind of at the mercy of our seduction target. If they don't come next to us, this is trouble. Yeah, this is going to be bad for Homicide, or for SG Nerf, I think. Ooh. There's a flirt 15%. We need one more green at minimum range, or very close to it. But the wrong shot comes off because this is balcony, and sometimes AIs just die because they were active. And it will be 2-2 going into our next map. Balcony is one
Yeah,
of the
this-
least fun maps to commentate because you're just like, well,
it really
balcony
is the map
things
where
happen.
if,
Yeah.
if someone keeps talking, then they get shot.
You can
is
keep
balcony.
talking, and,
And somebody dies.
exactly one person will explode. All right, here we go. We are on to we're on to High Rise 4-7, and it's going to be no swap statue here from SG Nerf. In 3, 2, 1, go.
So at least it's not everyone exploding. There's that at least. Whoa!
Yeah, a little bit odd there.
Ah, missed. Yeah.
SG Nerf
I
going to
was looking
go.
at this,
Oh,
I'm
he's going to miss the
screenshot.
pad. Has the correct reaction to missing the pad there, I think. Just stopped dead for a second, then pathed smoothly away. That's exactly how you react to a missed pad. Probably would have died if he had tried to twitch. Gets the bug done. Was it seen?
Oh, he does too.
Very well played by SG Nerf there. That could have been a lot worse than it was. Oh, another stop in the middle of the room there, though. I think we're a little far for the flirt here.
Yeah, that bug attempt at the beginning I thought was I like the reaction of SG to go for it.
What's going to be next here, though? We're chasing the DA, I think, or are we chasing the ST? Looks like it's going to be the
Maybe. Oh.
DA. Yeah, just walking in that general direction. Good time to double agent. There are two party goers out of conversation. Looks like the sniper might only pick up one of them. Does see that SG Nerf is talking during the DB. Is he going to get the low light? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, loses two
Purloin, but
island.
Hummus is going to right at it. This is going to be death.
Oh.
Yep. Indeed, death occurs, and Hummus goes up 3-2.
Both the men standing over the corpse seem not to care. They're just
Not caring
casually
at all,
taking a
just
drink.
taking drinks there. Papa Danger and Cigar. Like, well, yeah, man, someone died at this party tonight. I needed a drink. On to the next map, and Hummus again going to have the chance to break serve here, as it were, as Spy in 3, 2, 1, go. Snipers, I believe,
Yeah,
won all the
raining
games so far.
blows.
Yeah. Hummus being very idle to start, not going anywhere important, just standing at the portrait there. What will he do? Looks like he's going to run for the statues. Yeah, SG Nerf definitely has those statues at least seen, and I would assume memorized. It's going to be inspect, though, for Hummus. No swap.
Interesting. He highlighted Alice for a statue visit, but isn't highlighting
Possible
white
bug.
taft or wheels.
Yeah, possible
Oh, no.
bug, too far away. Too far away. Needed to path a little bit closer there. Needed to start that path a little bit closer there, I think. But doing just fine nonetheless. Flirt done, 2 inspects done. Needs to think about doing a hard tell at some point, I think, here.
Damon ruled out as a suspect. Interesting.
Well, it's rarely him, to be fair.
I mean, he comes over to the body every time.
Yeah, how did he know? How did he
Yeah.
know? I think we can pretty soon get the flirt done here. We're going to get the green BB, so that's very helpful. 1 low light available. Pretty soon we'll have the flirt, and what's the mission going to be besides inspects? We could maybe do a purloin here. There's a lot of cover. No, I'm just going to reject. Is he going to swap? He might be thinking about swap here.
Would be a gutsy play.
Yeah, sniper in great position to guard it. So he might just put it back. But what's it going to be, though, if not swap? Got nothing but hardtails left. And we are highlight, and we have been to statues twice.
Offered drink.
It's going to be a purloin. Great
Purloin.
test.
Does SG Nerf have his eye on it? I'm not sure he's going to catch it.
No, not really looking at it, I think. Never even knew the list was gone. I suspect.
Well played by Hummus.
Yeah, Hummus gets the win there and breaks serve and takes the first set lead. And it is 4-2, and so it'll be 2 match points to Hummus on our final map. And that map will be good old Panopticon, which I have to assume Hummus picked. He a fellow lover of Panopticon like myself. And he will be purple dress here over in the left corner in 3, 2, 1, go. Hummus seen at the statues there to start, but I don't think the actual statue model was seen by the sniper unless he memorized it very early. So Hummus maybe with the chance to get a quick dirty swap here. But just going to get the inspects, I think. No, he does swap, but it's going to be green. Hummus gambling there, I think, if that was an intentional and considered green, that the sniper has already seen the statues. Yeah, gonna get a seduce. I'd be looking for the real double agents to be a really good time to pull off banana bread.
Yeah, can normally be a hard call to make, but I guess he's got 2 match points, so
yeah,
he can afford to be a bit more aggressive.
Fast and loose here. Although I really like aggressive spy play of this kind. Like I want to go a little faster, actually. Yeah, gonna pick up the DA. No, we're just gonna be innocent. Gonna kill a little time here.
Kill that time. What did time ever do to us?
Exactly. It's an innocent, abstract concept. Bookcase. I'm not sure I like bookcase here. We do already have a hardtail done. I'd maybe spend this time getting our softails wrapped up, seducing, doing double agent, getting that all in order. We're going to do manual transfer too. This is going to be time consuming.
It was a green though, so hopefully
it was. But we're going to have to do another one here in just a second. We burned about 30 seconds doing that. We've got about 2:30 left. We're standing still here for quite a while too. Burned about 15 seconds. Are we ignoring Toby? No, there we go. Take that drink just in time before he pulls the tray up, I think.
Always feels like a nature documentary sometimes when the spy's just not moving. He's like,
yeah,
waiting
here we see
in the bush.
Yeah, and the worst thing is when the laser's right on him. Sipping the drink, Hummus playing very slow. Maybe a little too slow here. Looks like it's going to be BB here. Yeah, there we go.
Before the big distracting ferns.
Exactly. Those ferns out front. Who knows what's going on inside them. Man, Hummus killing maybe just a little bit too much time here. We're down to 1:30. We're going to have to do... We're going to visit statues. We're going to have to do at least one more floor. We're going to have to do microfilm.
We have to be a close one, too, to get us
assuming that we do only the missions that we already have some progress on.
Looks like we're finishing transfer.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see how the timing is. There it starts. He comes back, sees it. Oh, SG Nerf has to have seen that. Ooh, God.
Oh, very nearly took out Bondo there.
Oh, man. Bondo almost takes the shot and gives SG Nerf the set there. That was scary. Time your shots, kids. No need to rush shots like that. Just wait until you got the clear background. But all is well. Bondo just gets his head out of the way in time, and indeed, Hummus gets shot instead of Bondo. So it will be 1 remaining match point, SG Nerf with the chance to either tie it up here if he wins a spy, or alternately Hummus with the chance to win the set altogether if he can find SG Nerf as the sniper here in 3, 2, 1, go. SG Nerf starting as Yellow Danger. Yellow Danger, a pretty good character for doing microfilm, manual transfer, and also a pretty good character for hiding swaps. Man, that was a dangerously close to a wrong shot there. Whoa, SG Nerf accidentally putting that book back, I assume. Oh, and steals the book a little fast there.
Whoa.
But I think Hummus is none the wiser. Does interrupt the animation. I think they're taking the book away.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to miss things if something else is taking your attention. He is highlighted, so maybe he did see it. Question.
SG Nerf really committing to this idling now. Not a lot happening. Gonna pick up a flirt here. Will be close. And it's going to take, yeah, there we go, 51%. Our ST starts reading a book, so that helps a lot. That's a nice flirt. Gotta think about dumping this book pretty soon, I think. Or maybe, oh, I think he wanted a DA there, but the DA did bail on him. And man, we're killing a lot of time, down to 2 minutes 30. Oh, that's not a good bug. But it's not seen, so we're okay.
It doesn't matter. Okay, now we're getting missions done. Oh, the bug did not take.
No, it didn't take. That's part of why it wasn't a good bug. It was a zigzaggy path, and that's kind of what caused it to fail as well. I think he was away during the you have to be close to the sniper at the moment the arm reaches max extension, basically. And he was not close to the zigzag pattern.
To the ambassador?
Yes. Yeah, it only checks whether you're close enough at the moment the arm is maximally extended. So, wow, we're still getting kind of low on time here. 1 minute 50 seconds left, and we have half a seduce and a microfilm done. Gonna try again on that bug. Pretty good cover. Pretty good time to do it. If the laser goes away, I think you auto-bug here. And even if the laser doesn't go away, it's a pretty good time to bug, but the ammo walks away. 68% on the flirt, so one more flirt will do it, but got 3 missions left to go after that, and no progress on any of them. I'd really like to get that bug in. Either the one we tried earlier or the one just there that we didn't attempt. What's it going to be here? Reasonably good bouncing there. A little bit of an awkward path, though, into the statues. Kind of needed to walk into that conversation circle. We're already highlighted at center statues, so we're going to be pretty high suspicion here, too. It's going to be a tough game for us Junior to win, I think. Oh, interrupts his animation, put the statue back. Hummus definitely got to be suspicious here. All the way around on that bounce. And there's just not enough time left to do all this stuff.
It's very tough.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do double agent. We need one more seduce, and then we got to do bug or something. And we got to get on our horse, too, because there's 30 seconds left. Yeah, do this bug. Oh, no. Yeah, let's talk about where that that bug went wrong. So Hummus is your winner, 5-3. So right idea with that bug, wrong execution, I feel. So I wish I could take control of a spy while I was demonstrating a replay. So when we leave this conversation, we know we need to be close to the double agent. We can't really walk parallel. Let's just go full screen here for a second. Like if we can't really. Let's get down into the down and dirty at the free cam here. We'll go spy first person.
Well, he could have walked parallel if at the outset he had moved.
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah, that's exactly the point.
And then walked.
Yeah, you can't start walking parallel because you're too far away. What he needed to do is make his move towards the AMBA at the very start of this path. You need to go over, then parallel, like that. What he tried to do instead was start walking parallel, then at the last minute correct towards the AMBA, which is not the thing you want to do. That's why this bug doesn't work. Let's take a look at it. So he starts walking parallel, dives towards the AMBA at the last minute, and the arm is very much extended, and he gets shot. If he had instead started walking towards the AMBA, then corrected to parallel, then the arm would have been a lot more difficult to see. And I think it might have still been seen, but I think it would have had a lower chance of being seen.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily have let SGNF get away with it, but there certainly would have been more of a chance.
I agree. All right, well, that is the cast for the week. Thank you, Sharper, so much for casting. Good job as always.
Thank you again.
Yeah, I will see you next week, my friend.
All right, take care.
Adios, sir. That will be it for the cast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. I have been Crazy Kaylee. My co-casters have been Taboshi, Warning Track, and Sharper. You can follow Sharper at Stuart Harper on Twitter if you want to follow along with him. Tobo at Tobu TV, twitch.tv/Taboshi, and Warning Track, SpyPartyFans.com, and at SpyPartyFans. I am Crazy Kaylee. You can follow me on Twitter at Crazy Kaylee, or follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Crazy Kaylee. This game is Spy Party. You can buy it at www.spyparty.com for $15, and you can also join this league if you have the game. Just go to the forums, which are available to the people who have bought the game. Go sign up in the appropriate forum on the first page, and hang out and play with us here in the SCL. Until next week, I have been Crazy Kaylee. Thank you to my co-casters. Thank you to all the players. And I will see you guys next week. And good luck in your coming week's matches. Adios, guys.